You're in Braves country.
Like me, you can't smoke like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, and flat out deceived.
Why did you get so drunk?
You got drunk. I'm just really exhausted.
What's in that cup?
Rum and Cokes.
Do you have any idea how important this is? We're trying to save the pub cup. Really? This is what you're doing? This is what you're doing?
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it, the fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win.
And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes. And the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Polk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry.
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone! Ram-a-lam-a ding dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-run lead.
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America. You get in a ballpark, and it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary, and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season, and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
You're in Braves country.
If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to one strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first. And here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We direct your attention now to home plate.
Please remain standing. We call your attention to our fans here today. They will be jointly directed. And now, another fixture. Our national anthem.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Play ball!
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce today's teams as participants in this historic game.
Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. From the mountains to the prairies to your pint glass with white foam, we're bringing back beer with a backbone. All that matters in our brew is taste and a touch of American excellence. American Rebel Beer, born in the USA.
You're in Braves country.
Good afternoon, Braves Country. How the hell are you as we come back in to the fold on a Friday? Good to see everybody. Should be ready to roll on a Friday afternoon as we get ready for the Yankees series and a bunch of other stuff to go over, as well as we are the biggest question. And I'm going off. All right. So there's been some things going on as far as the actual schedule itself. And if you'll look over my shoulder if you're watching on the YouTube channel. We're about to go live over on Facebook as well. We have to do one at a time. And we're already rolling over on TikTok. Is that as of right now, the Braves are set to have Strider, and they're saying Wentz and then Holmes, but realize Wentz is realistically a bullpen game, because what's most likely going to happen, you're going to get Wentz being piggybacked by Dane Dunning is most likely what's going to happen. And if you miss that, the Braves brought in Dane Dunning last night. I don't even know how the hell they got them to do this, because honestly, you want to talk about someone who's making magic, and it's a small move. I get it. It's nothing that you're going to go crazy about. But the idea would get Dane Dunning, and he's been a starter in the past, and he's not lights out. I'm not trying to blow that kind of sunshine up your butt. He is a guy that can probably give you some decent innings. And somehow they saw something in Ruiz. This is the Ruiz that has the ERA north of 8. I'm talking about Texas. This is the Ruiz that had the ERA north of 8. I think it's right under 9. I want to say it's 8.81 or 8.89. I was looking at it this morning. They gave up Dane Dunning. Now look, Dane Dunning has only pitched 10 innings this year, and he's come out of the Texas bullpen to do so. And he's probably someone that they were going to kick to the curb anyways. By the way, shout out to Dane Dunning, because he's from Orange Park, which is essentially Jacksonville, Florida. It's a suburb of Jacksonville. Dane Dunning, if you're not familiar with him, over past years, he's been a solid starter. In fact, he had one or two seasons where he was actually pretty impressive. Now, this year, he's only gone 10 innings. It's such a small sample size, you can't really can't go off of any of it. But just to give you an idea what he's done, at the beginning of the year, he gave you 3 innings in April. Then he was gone until the middle of June, where he gave them 2 innings. And then he was gone. And then 3 times here in July, he's gone 3 innings, 2 innings, and 2/3 of an inning. He's probably going to piggyback in game number 2. I think eventually what they would like to do is stretch Dane Dunning out and have him be a number 5 starter down the back stretch. Unless the Braves get hot, they become buyers of the deadline, which as of right now, I don't think there's any chance that they're buyers. But if they get hot, you can't rule it out. You simply can't rule it out, because the idea that they would go and spend or waste any moves on any of the guys down in the minor leagues right now for a back stretch when you're 11 games under 500 doesn't happen. And what you'd probably be doing is trying to figure out what your team's going to look like next year. But there is the one caveat that you have just under, what is it, the 18th? Yeah. So just under 2 weeks before the trading deadline. And the Braves have to be scalding hot. They can't be 500 over that time period. And they play the Yankees and Giants at home for 6, at Texas and at Kansas City for 6. That's what they've got. They've got 12 games, because on the 31st they don't play till 7 p.m. and the deadline is before first pitch. So they have 12 games. So if you're under the impression they could be buyers or even stand patters, where they do very little or nothing, but they're saying, hey, we might have something, let's see where this goes. Bare minimum, you'd have to go 9-3. You'd probably have to see 10-2 or better. But if they're 7-5 over the next 12 games, even 8-4 is extremely dicey unless everybody in front of you starts collapsing. But that's just that's a pipe dream. So what we're looking at, what's realistic for the Atlanta Braves right now, you go into this series, you're going to have Spencer Strider on Friday. It's going to be essentially a bullpen game on Saturday. And then Grant Holmes on Sunday. If you're wondering why would you wait till Sunday to do Holmes? Because you're trying not to murder your bullpen. So what the idea is going to be is that you have Strider and Grant Holmes in between. You put a bullpen game because you hope Strider can go 7. You hope Grant Holmes can go around 7. And then that way when you're coming off a bullpen game, you're not just getting mopped. Game number 4 coming out of the All-Star break is going to be at home against the Giants. And I really don't know if they would go Elder right after Holmes or if they're going to try to build another bullpen game and then Elder. Doesn't realistically matter in the grand scheme of things because you're going to follow that up with the 3rd game of the series in versus San Francisco with Strider. So you should have a reset there. But it really depends on what they decide to do on who that 5th starter is going to be. Wentz. People keep doing this on X. They get out of control and they see these goofy ass moves and they start going, well, if we can get Wentz and we can get Dunning going in the starting rotation, they're not really starters. Dane Dunning was a starter at one point. He does not have high velocity. You're not going to be wowed by him.
but he is a veteran that can probably manipulate his way through 2 or 3 innings. And regardless, even if you can get him to where he's like a number 5 starter down the stretch, you still got to get him stretched out. So Dunning would have to come in and piggyback. I'd say the first time through, coming off a Wentz, they're going to hope for 2 to 3 innings and then build it up. But there could be a lot of things going on. You could see the Braves picking up veterans coming off the trash heap, because when you hit the trade deadline and there's moves that have to be made, for folks that are wondering, may not have caught it, it's Jesse Chavez that was DFA'd to make room on the 40-man, and then Dane Dunning was reported to Atlanta today. And they may not even have a straight game plan on what they're doing with Dunning. It might be a wait and see to what happens on Saturday, and then Dunning could grab the ball for the start, but once again, it would be an opener type thing in the Giants series. But what you could see down the stretch, let's say the Braves don't go 10-2 over their last 12 or next 12. Let's say it's more realistic on when you're 11 games under 500, it's going to be very hard for you to sell me that we're going to be 8 games over 500 over the next 12 games. If that doesn't happen and teams start making trades, teams are going to have to DFA guys, and some of the guys that the DFA, the Braves may pick up in a pinch to spell innings down the stretch. Because let's be honest, if the Braves are stinking and they have no real shot at the playoffs, and we get to the middle to back end of September, you're probably going to see Strider shut down. You're probably going to see Grant Holmes shut down. And at that point, because you'll have the roster expansion, you could see some of the younger guys go to the bump. And the reason why they would do that is because they don't want to risk injury and get ready for 2026, where you're going to have Sale, you're going to have Schwellenbach, you're going to have Strider, Holmes. And I would think you're very good likelihood that you'll be ready to roll with Raylo. Now, positive stuff, because I don't want to be all Debbie Downer on this positive stuff. Chris Sale was seen throwing a couple of days ago, which means he's starting to heal, which means the August 18th or August 19th, I don't have it in front of me, but when they put him on the 60-day IL, that's when he's first eligible. He could realistically be back at that point. But where they are in the standings will determine whether or not they even try to, A, bring him back, or B, how aggressively they try to bring him back. Because they could say, well, you know what, we want you to get a couple of starts before the end of the year, but let's not go nuts. So these next 12 games are imperative to what the Braves are going to do. The Yankees, by the way, they're 10 games over 500, and they are 23-24 on the road. Braves, believe it or not, do have a winning record at home. Doesn't feel like it, but they are 24-22 at home. And it's going to be Spencer Strider tonight. They haven't announced their starter yet. They will in a few hours. Of course, we do this at noon if you're listening to the replay, so jot that down. What you're probably talking about, I don't believe we're going – so Saturday, this past Saturday, I mentioned it on the broadcast at one point, I believe, on Saturday, but Max Fried came out of the game with a blister, and he says that it's healing well, but we all know what that means with Max Fried and blisters. I mean, this guy has fought these his entire career. I'm just glad it didn't happen in Atlanta, because he would have been blaming the heat of Atlanta again. This actually happened in New York, so explain that away. I don't know if we'll get to see Max Fried in this series. It's very, very iffy. Now, in theory, if you're the Yankees, you would start the series off with Max Fried tonight versus Strider. But they haven't made any kind of announcement. I keep refreshing, but I don't see anything about it. I think at best you would probably be looking at the Sunday start. But that's, once again, knowing Max Fried with his blister issues, it's probably not going to happen. So right now, because the Yankees are waiting to see where they're going to be at, they have not announced any of their starters yet. They will, and we'll go over them at first pitch. Looking at some of the other things that are going on in Braves country, first thing I do want to mention to you, if you're in the area, because I know John's at the game today, there's going to be a meet and greet Saturday from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. where you can meet Matt Olson and Dale Murphy, which would be really cool. I got a chance to shake Dale Murphy's hand at the All-Star Game festivities, and I'll tell you all more about it during game tonight. He was incredibly nice. That's the short version. But for those of y'all who may not have followed me in the past and just listening for the first time or whatever, I grew up a Dale Murphy fan. That was my guy, and I'll tell you more about it tonight. What I actually said to him and everything. But he was extremely nice. Happened to go to his restaurant. It's called Murph's, and it's right there. So there was a Capital One type of fan experience, and right next to that experience was his restaurant. And we went in there because I'm walking with my wife, and I go, that's Murph's place. I want to go in there. Now, I saw that he was in there the day before, but I didn't think he'd be in there back-to-back days. But very good food. He was incredibly nice. The staff was incredibly nice. But we'll talk more about that during the game. I don't want to backtrack and double up on my stories. But if you're in the area tomorrow, Dale Murphy and Matt Olson, 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. at the Galleria Center, which wasn't far from all that, all the stuff I was just describing. Michael Harris will be there from noon to 12:30, and I know we do have some folks that are still Michael Harris fans. I'm still pulling for the guy. I hope to hell he turns it around. That's a fan experience that if you're in the area and you're going to the Yankees game, or you just happen to be, you don't have to go to the game, but if you're in there in that area, I would not pass that up. Let me see if there's other things on here right now, and thank you for the contribution there, Straight Shooter. We had drinks on you, and I think I saw Iron Lung in here. Iron Lung, thanks for the gift certificate that you dropped to the server. We use that, and we appreciate it. And I know that Tree Nug tried to do something, tried to call the bartender, but she thought you said Trina, and when she came to me asking about Trina, I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then finally we pieced it together as the group was there at the table, like, oh, she was trying to say Tree Nug, but she probably didn't understand it on the phone. Do want to go ahead and put that on the screen, and can I find it? A little rusty because I haven't done this in a few days. Let's see if we can find that spot. There we go. Shooter, I really wish you could have been there, man. We had a good time, and it would have been nice to see some other folks there, but I get it. You got other plans. I will tell you all this. I am planning on going back, but they don't have the dates. They don't announce the dates until the wintertime. But I'm planning on going to the fan experience called Braves Fest, I think is what it's called. And it's typically in late January, early February. It's a Saturday. It's a one-day event. I'm planning on going to that. But once again, we have to wait until they announce all that stuff. So I don't know when that's going to be. All right, so right now, the Braves pitching staff, before I get sidetracked again, I'll tell you right now, after we met up on Sunday, for those of y'all that were there, I continue that kind of nonsense for the next 3 days. So I'm still drying. I'm still wringing my bones out. Man, I drank some American Rebel beer over the week. I can tell you that right now. Woo! Right now, what the pitching staff looks like, if you're looking at 12:15 Eastern, and they may make some moves before first pitch on today, and they may continue to make moves throughout the weekend. But right now, saw a guy put this together. I wish I knew how to pronounce his name. I'm going to butcher it, so I'm just going to say Matt put this together. He's saying Strider, Wentz, Holmes, Elder, and Daniel. That's an ish. If you really want to look at it, what the Braves starting pitching rotation is right now, it's Strider, it's Holmes, it's Elder, and then a combination of Wentz and Daniel, either together piggybacking in one game, or B, they are going to be openers in two separate games, but they're not true starters. With that, we've got Aaron Bummer, we've got Dylan Lee. Those are our left-handed relievers. Once again, we're not counting the guys that I just mentioned in the rotation on these lists. And then the right-handed relievers would be Iglesias, Pierce Johnson, Dunning, De Los Santos, Montero, and Suero. Dunning, I think, eventually is going to be into that starting rotation, and Wentz would be more of on the outside looking in, or they end up pushing Daniel. Because Davis Daniel, he didn't really impress. But he wasn't terrible. He didn't impress. Davis Daniel will either hang around and eat some innings, or if the Braves get hot, he going to be gone. Because if you get hot and you get serious, Davis Daniel, let's be honest, if you get hot and you're serious about making the playoffs, Wentz, Daniel, and Dunning are not in your plans. But they're currently on the roster, so it is what it is. Jesse Chavez DFA'd. I expect him to be back in Braves country within about a week or so after he passes through the waivers, because that's what they always do. Let me see what else we have going on here. I'll tell you one thing. I'll probably try to grab the audio, but I liked what Freddie Freeman had to say about Matt Olson following Freddie's footstep. And he said he's doing just fine. There's no comparison. He's hitting way more home runs than me. Matt Olson, let him be Matt Olson. And that's the short of it. I'm going to try to get the audio, because the one that I got is kind of scratchy, so I'm going to see if I can find a better one. But yeah, there's no better way to say it. Matt Olson, I thought he did an incredible job at the Home Run Derby. I saw all these idiots on X after the damn Derby bitching and moaning about how he didn't win and whose fault it was, et cetera, et cetera. I'm like, dude, he found out Friday that he was going to be in an event that he's never been in on Monday. And you're going to sit there and he barely missed going to the second round. He only missed it by a homer or so. I mean, he didn't Jazz Chisholm it. By the way, some of these videos of Jazz Chisholm at the Home Run Derby are classic. If you haven't seen them on X, go through it. They're all your typical clips from movies that you're familiar with, but basically they'll take the caption of Jazz Chisholm at the Home Run Derby, and they'll be doing things like when he was from, I don't know if it's the first or second Major League, but when Willie Mays Hayes was popping the ball into the net and just smacking him on the head, they kept doing things like that over the weekend. It was some pretty funny stuff. So one thing I do want to bring up, because I marked this a while back earlier in the week, and I guess I forgot to bring it up. I want to say I marked this Wednesday or Thursday. This was, actually, I'm sorry, this was last Friday. So there were only a few games played after this. Going into Friday, Michael Harris was 4 for 45 in his last 45 at-bats. He hadn't walked since May 18th, and he's owed $54 million over the next 5 years. As the guy reiterated, he's the worst hitter in baseball, and Atlanta's paying $54 million. Well, there's nothing you can do about it. All you can try to do is try to fix him. That's all you can do, is try and fix him, because nobody wants him. And if you end up trading Michael Harris, let's say, right? Let's say you go ahead and you trade Michael Harris. You are going to lose that trade. It does not matter, because if he does anything next year, you've lost that trade. And the people who want to trade all the guys who are struggling, I am so glad that you're most likely not in the stock market. You never sell low and buy high. You do the opposite. So if they were going to trade him, they should have traded him right after they locked him up to the long-term deal and he had the great 2023 season. That's when you trade Michael Harris. You don't trade him now. Now you got to ride out the storm. It's like if you wake up and you turn on your app and you realize, holy crap, everybody's selling whatever stock you have. You don't start dumping ship because you've lost half to 75% of the value. You wait for that thing to ride back up before you even think about selling it. So they're not trading Michael Harris. Just like you wouldn't trade Ronald Acuna Jr. because there's too much upside to keeping him. Not just from what he does on the field, but what he does for selling tickets and jerseys and T-shirts and everything. They can put that aside. I just wanted to get that off my chest because I see a lot of people complaining about it. It just doesn't make any sense to think that you're going to trade him. You're not trading Ozzie Albies unless something falls into your lap. If someone thinks that they can fix him, and maybe that's the case, but honest engine, you got to ride it out and hope for a much better year next year. And honestly, because this season was so bad for Harris, you're probably going to have to ride it out for a couple of seasons if you even think about trading him, because you're going to have to bring his value up, and then you almost have to prove that his value's there, and by then you might as well just write it out, because when you consider what they're paying him compared to elite outfielders or even mid-range outfielders, it's really not that bad of a hit. The same thing with Ozzie Albies. Ozzie Albies is going to make, 5? And then if they pick up player options over the next few years, it's 7. That's not a hefty price to pay your second baseman. You could let him go, but I think, I especially with Ozzie, I think the track record is there, and you got to pick up the options. You got to pick up the options and hope he bounces back next year. Maybe he catches fire, and if you're not in it next year, but he's having a good year, then you could trade Ozzie. But you can't trade him this year unless someone is that desperate where they're like, we just need someone who's been there as a second baseman. We're willing to bat him ninth. We're fine with it. We're going to take that chance. It's a possibility. It's just not very likely. Yeah, Shooter, I'll go over a little bit of the draft tonight during the game. They drafted 3 shortstops with their first 3 picks. One of them is the long-term project, which is the high schooler that Shooter's talking about. The second guy, I actually know a little bit about because he played baseball at Florida State. He's actually a really good hitter, and he's probably someone they're looking at making the league sooner than later and developing the 18-year-old kid. Because when you're coming straight out of high school, you're not expecting that kid to be relevant for 3 years plus. But they took 2 swings at shortstops outside of the 18-year-old early in the draft because you got the kid out of Florida State, and the other one was from East Tennessee State, was somewhere in that neighborhood. And both of them had good college numbers, and you hope that one of them can translate that to the bigs, and maybe that's their plan at shortstop for the foreseeable future. Will see how it plays out, because some of these guys will play in the minors before the end of this calendar year. And I don't know if the 18-year-old will play much, but I'd say the 2 college shortstops that they drafted in the 2nd and 3rd round, I'd say that they're going to see quite a bit of play because they're going to want to have an idea. Do we think we can squeeze this guy into the lineup next year and not have to spend a fortune? Because honestly, we've gone over this before, and we'll do it more throughout the year. And when we do our Braves Country Today, will be coming your way twice a week with the baseball content during the off season. You're probably looking at a situation with shortstop, unless you can pull off a hell of a trade. Most people don't want to trade a good shortstop. You're going to have to kind of build within, because there's nothing out there on the free agent market, nothing to speak of. And Nick Allen, he might be in the fold again next year defensively, and then maybe hope that one of these other young kids can get developed quick to help spell him. So you don't have a Luke Williams on the bench. You have a Nick Allen on the bench, and you have the rookie go out there, take his hacks, and then later in the game you get Nick Allen in there for defensive replacement. But there's not a lot of answers on the free agent market when it comes to the shortstop. And so I think that's why the Braves went out and drafted 3. Some of it was to fix. Some of it was to know that if you can develop all 3 of them, you're going to have a decent chance at trading these guys down the road. Because if they're not out there for us, then they're not out there for anybody else. And there's really not much out there on the shortstop market that's realistic for the Braves. But like I said, we'll go more into I've got that jotted down as one of the things that we'll talk about tonight during the ball game. For those that may not have paid attention or forgotten, tonight is a long night. We're doing this on Fridays going forward the rest of the season. That's the plan. We're calling it the Freaky Friday double feature. We're doing the Braves game first, and then we're going to join the second game in progress. It has a different link, so you'll just have to jump in that link, but it's right here on Braves Country Radio. Tonight we're doing Dodgers and Brewers. We're going to see how this plays out, see how many of you night owls want to stay up and watch, and I know we'll get people from the West Coast that'll jump in as well. But the following Friday, it's Giants and Mets, and we'll continue to do this on Fridays. When we get into the heat of August and down into September, I'm going to do a second one, but what I'm waiting to do before I announce them each time is, how can it work with my work schedule? So I want to make it where I get some sleep where I'm not going crazy. The other thing is, I don't want to announce them too early because I want to see what are the pitchup matchups going to be and how relevant are those games to the playoff race. But Fridays going forward, we're doing, and like I said, we're going to pick a second day throughout the week and do one of them. So Friday night is your weekend game. It's impossible to do them on Saturdays. Plus, once football season gets here, I'm not going to try to compete with the NFL and college football. Y'all won't be here. I'm not going to do it. But we'll look at like a Tuesday or a Wednesday or something like that. So that's the game plan going forward, and it should be a lot of fun. We'll see a lot of fans jumping in, and let them root on their team, and we'll tell them who we're rooting for, and we'll have a good time. My biggest issue is trying to find clips to play during the breaks, because I'm not going to play the Braves clips during Brewers Dodgers, because Brewer Dodger fan they have no desire to hear the tomahawk chop coming into that chat. But I'll figure that stuff out as we go on. See if there's anything else. I got a long day in front of me, obviously, so I'm going to make this short and sweet here. See if I missed anything else. The Cuban outfielder, Diego Torres, who was Atlanta's top signing pick this year in the current international period. So they paid $2.5 million to him. He was selected to the 2025 Dominican Summer League All-Star Game. That tells you there is help on the way. That tells you that there is help on the way. To me, that's a good sign when you take a guy with your top international money and he's already making all-star games. And I know it's on different levels. I get that. I'm not doubting that he's going to need a lot of seasoning. How old is he right now? Pulling it up right now. He is just 17 years old. I'll tell you what, he's 6'2", and he plays center. He plays what? He plays what? He plays center field. So in a few years, we might have an answer if Michael Harris hasn't figured it out. If not, if Harris has figured it out, Diego Torres could be sitting out in left field at the end of Jurickson Profar's extension. Or, you never know, we may not be able to re-sign Acuna, and there's your answer there. So we'll continue to monitor Diego Torres throughout the rest of the season, but good times are coming. I do want to extend my condolences to Uncle Charlie and his family. I won't get into the details. He can tell you what he wants to tell you, but he had a rough couple of days, and I don't see him in the chat today, so I'm sure he'll be in for tonight most likely. But also it's good seeing everybody in the chat and those of y'all over on TikTok and on Facebook. We do most of this on YouTube because it's just easier to see the comments. Anyone's got any questions? We're about to jump out of here. I saw shooters about the kid that got drafted. I don't see anything else. I think that's about it. So we're going to go ahead and jump out of here and get ready for tonight's game. Once again, doubleheader tonight. Braves Yankees 7:15 first pitch, and then Dodgers Brewers. What we're going to do on these doubleheaders when the game ends and we go over to the other feed, I'll start the feed, but I'll need a few minutes to go and take the dogs out and use the restroom, whatever I got to do. But I'll go ahead and have the 3D up rolling, and then I'll do the play-by-play as I come back in. We might play it more loosey-goosey with that on the double play thing, but I think we're going to have a lot of fun because, look, if the Braves aren't going to compete, or even if they are, that will really determine who our second game is because we'll end up doing games that directly impact the Braves. But if not, we'll check in on teams like the Angels with all the Anaheim Angels that are ex-Atlanta Braves, and they're in the playoff hunt. You got a lot of teams, and right now, if you're wondering in Vegas, they're over-under, the Braves, over-under. I looked at it this morning. Win total is 78.5. That's not going to make the playoffs. That's also Honest Engine. I mean, if you're taking a bet, they are expecting a lot out of the Atlanta Braves to end up 78 or 79 wins or more. I mean, I don't bet against the Braves. If I was, I'd be thinking about taking the under because that seems extremely unlikely, especially if they're sellers at the deadline. But we'll see how these next 12 games go. All right, we'll get ready for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play. 7:15 first pitch. Spencer Strider Day. It's good to be back. Good to see everybody. And go Braves, y'all.
Love King Kelly.
Flavored beer and sell. Hey Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. America's patriotic light lager, all natural ingredients. Stand tall, be proud. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. America's patriotic light lager, offering a crisp, clean, bold taste. Perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. A beer with only 110 calories that tastes like a full-flavored beer and celebrates like freedom.
On a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live, and the scene is Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia. We're set to bring you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac McGee. Here's your starting lineups for today's action. Leading off and playing center field for the New York Yankees, it's Trent Grisham. 16 home runs, 33 RBI, a .251 average. Batting second, playing first, Cody Bellinger. 16 home runs, 54 RBI, 9 stolen bases, batting .282. Aaron Judge is in right field and batting third. He has 35 home runs, 81 RBI, 6 stolen bases, batting .355. Jazz Chisholm, batting cleanup, playing second. 17 home runs, 43 RBI, 10 stolen bases, batting .250. Dominguez is in left field and batting fifth. He has 8 home runs, 34 RBI, 14 stolen bases, batting .266. Brett Rice, the designated hitter, is batting sixth. He has 14 home runs, 31 RBI, 3 stolen bases, batting .235. Anthony Volpe, batting seventh, playing short. 10 home runs, 49 RBI, 10 stolen bases, batting .214. And Wells is behind home plate and batting eighth. He has 14 home runs, a .226 average, 53 RBI, 3 stolen bases. Batting ninth and playing third, Vivas, who is 7 for 47 on the year, 1 home run, 4 RBI, a .149 average. On the mound for the Bronx Bombers, it's Ian Hamilton. He's 1-0 with the .347 ERA, a .116 whip, 36 innings, 40 strikeouts, 23 hits allowed, 19 walks, and 4 home runs served. He'll be going head-to-head with Spencer Strider. Strider is 3-7 with a .394 ERA and a .117 whip. 61 innings with 74 strikeouts, 48 hits allowed, 24 walks, 8 home runs served. Backing up Spencer in the bottom of the first inning, leading off and playing left field, Jerickson Profar. 3 home runs, 8 RBI, batting .270. Batting second, playing first, Matt Olson. 17 home runs, 61 RBI, a .262 average. Ronald Acuna Jr. in right field and batting third. 12 home runs, 22 RBI, 4 stolen bases, batting .323. And Drake Baldwin is behind home plate and batting cleanup. He has 11 home runs, 32 RBI, a .272 average. Sean Murphy batting fifth, the designated hitter, 16 home runs, 38 RBI, batting .231. Ozzie Albies batting sixth, playing second. 7 home runs, 29 RBI, 7 stolen bases, batting .220. Batting seventh and playing third, it's Nacho Alvarez. He's 2 for 7 on the year, a .286 clip. Batting eighth, patrolling center field for your Atlanta Braves, it's Michael Harris II. 6 home runs, 44 RBI, 12 stolen bases, batting .210. And Nick Allen is batting ninth and playing short. 15 RBI, 6 stolen bases, batting .238. Calling balls and strikes behind home plate tonight, it's Nate Tomlinson. Your first base umpire is Mark Wegner. Second base will be manned by Shane Livensparger, and down the third base line, it's Bruce Streckman. Game time temperatures here at Truist Park, home of your 2025 Major League Baseball All-Star Game. It's going to be about 88 degrees at first pitch, with the wind blowing in from right center into left at about 10 miles an hour. The New York Yankees, Atlanta Braves are both minus 110 on the money line. The over-under is 8.5. Our pick to click tonight, well, this should come as no shock, but very few have faced Hamilton. Olson, 1 at bat with a walk. Acuna, 1 for 1. Harris, 0 for 1. And Allen, 0 for 1. Everybody else has never seen Hamilton, tonight's starting pitcher. So we're going to go with Big Matt Olson, coming off a great all-star appearance, almost advancing to the second round of the Home Run Derby with little to no warning that he would be in it. And how about that snare that he made in the all-star game to prevent extra bases in a big spot? We'll take Olson. I think he visits the chop house tonight, and your Atlanta Braves get off to a good start coming out of the break behind Spencer Strider, and we win this one 6-3. Your American Rebel beer keys to the game tonight. The New York Yankees offense scores, and they score at will. The Yankees, you look at that lineup top to bottom, 1 through 9, there's really not much holes going on there. Very even lineup. The biggest advantage we have is only Grisham, Bellinger, and Jazz Chisholm have ever seen Spencer Strider. So the first couple of times through the lineup, it should be advantage Strider. But you got those big boppers like Bellinger, like Aaron Judge, and a very solid lineup up and down. Spencer Strider's going to have to pick his places where he may pitch around and be willing to give up a walk here or there to keep out of the big inning. And obviously the Braves bullpen is well rested. Hopefully they're sharp coming out of the pen. That's a long break between action, and it can be good for a bullpen, but can also show a lot of rust. Braves are going to dodge a bullet this weekend. Both Carlos Rodon and Max Fried, 2 All-Stars this year, are not going to be in the rotation, or at least that's what they say as we speak. They could change it. But it does appear we're going to miss Max Fried. He's got a blister, and it does not appear that he is going to make the Atlanta series. And may be headed for the IL. Hope everybody had a great rest and ready for that last 60-plus game sprint that we have in front of us. I guess it's about 67 for the Atlanta Braves. Of course, it differs from team to team. But it should be a fun ride. And remember, we got a doubleheader tonight. The Freaky Friday double feature. Brewers and Dodgers follows Braves and Yankees on this very channel. Well, looks like it's just about time to rekindle an old rivalry. One that dates back all the way to 1957 when the Milwaukee Braves took out the New York Yankees in 7 games. The Yankees beat the Braves the following year in 7 games in 1958 and then broke our hearts in 96 after a 2-0 lead over the Yankees. New York won in 6, and then we never had a shot in 99. That New York 99 team was an all-timer. As far as Yankees versus Braves all-time in the regular season, the Yankees have a 6-game edge. They've won 27, the Braves 21. It's time to break out the brooms and close that gap this weekend. On the slate for the show tonight, what we'll talk about during the Braves-Yankees game, a couple things we want to dive into immediately. First of all, we're going to go over the Braves 2025 draft, what to look for in the upcoming months and upcoming years, and the guys that they grabbed on the draft on Sunday night and into Monday. And we're going to dive into the possibilities for the trade deadline. If they are sellers, who are they selling and what are they looking for? All of that and pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves on the way right here on Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Put your click in the chat, slap that like, and let's get ready, Braves Country. We'd like to thank everybody for choosing Braves Country Radio, and a special thanks to all the country club members. Please like on your way in and subscribe, set those alerts, and share Braves Country Radio to help build the crowd so we can continue to bring you the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. Atlanta Braves Baseball right here on Braves Country Radio. Your modern-day superstation is in its 5th season of bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves and our one-of-a-kind production. Take us anywhere you go for over 170 Atlanta Braves ball games. Please like and subscribe today. Join the Country Club. Thank you to all the Country Club members. You help support Braves Country Radio.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves country.
morning, Braves country. Get the dust knocked off this joint, right? It's been a while. Hope y'all had a great break. All right, let me see who we got round cheer these parts. As we start the Yankee series, should be a fun one. Hope to see a bunch of Yankee fans in here tonight. And we'll be looking for some Dodgers and Brewers fans in the second game. We won't be doing the intros like this. We don't have time. We're going to be jumping right into it. All right, as far as my little stream goes, that's where we go. Here, as far as it'll let me, so let's do it. As I scroll to the top, it starts off with Trina. Good to see you. Or should we call you Trina? I'm sure you heard that whole story. Braden. Trina and Willis Mathis on the country club. Uncle Charlie Fritz and Peta in the country club. Gary the Real McCoy in the country club. Country club members Justin Green Machine. Timmy Powell. Mark Ricky Ricardo. Who else do we have in the country club today? Gadd. G-A-D-D. We got K. Wouldn't you know it, my stupid screen jumped on me, so I don't know where the hell I am. All right, I'll do the best I can. That's all right. Adam Batman Westbury, country club member. John Country Club. George Pearson in the country club. Jason Dalton in the country club. Brian in the country club. B-Moan, as he likes to be called. Or War Damn Eagle. Either one Brian will go with. Who else do we have here in the country club tonight? Straight Shooter. James, hang on. I think I got George and Neil Pierce on. Iron Lung, good to see you. Country club member. Edward Spry, country club member. We're here thick or thin, Spry. So you can come in and vent all you want or whatever you want to do. We're here for you. We're not going to bail on this season. I did have someone ask me that on social media if we were going to cut it off once the Braves got. No, we take it all the way to the 162. We don't bail on the Braves. Because you don't know who you're going to get to see, too, even if they get eliminated. You don't know who may come up from the farm. Who else do we have in here? Got a bunch of rattling. My screen is jumping up and down. CT, country club member. There's Neil Pearson, country club. Russell Hall in the country club. Nathaniel Brooks, my man, in the country club. And everybody loves Raymond Lovelace in the country club. I think that's everybody. If I missed anyone, just jump back in. The screen that I jumped to went all kind of kooky dukes, and I'm not sure where it started and where it ends, but that's where we're at. We're going to take a quick break and jump it on the other side. By the way, and if some of y'all were worried about rain, the reason why we deleted the comments is because it wasn't accurate. It looks like that they've taken the tarp off the field. It looks like we're going to be ready to roll. So there was a front that was going straight through Truist Park, but it looks like I thought we might get a small rain delay, but you knew it's clear sailing once that front leaves, and it looks like it's pulling away now. So hopefully we'll have pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves when we come back. Let's get it, Braves country. Hey, Braves country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. America's patriotic light lager, all natural ingredients. Stand tall, be proud. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. America's patriotic light lager, offering a crisp, clean, bold taste. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. A beer with only 110 calories that tastes like a full-flavored beer and celebrates like freedom. Hey, Braves country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Join the country club today. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the country club today. It helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Hey, Braves country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. From the mountains to the prairies to your pint glass with white foam, we're bringing back beer with a backbone. All that matters in our brew is taste and a touch of American excellence. American Rebel Beer, born in the USA.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the radio news.
Sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. There is nothing wrong. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both things and ideas. You've just crossed over into
Adventures in Time and Space.
We offer you
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Hi, folks. Join us now for another Braves ball game. Yes, sir. This is the one we've been waiting for. This is it. This makes you feel like it's spring and baseball. No more measles and free tickets to the circus.
You're in Braves country.
This is a reminder, disorderly conduct will not be tolerated. Please respect your fellow fan and refrain from any unruly behavior. Failure to comply with these guidelines will result in ejection.
All right, Braves country. We are just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Out in center field tonight for your Braves, it's going to be Profar, Michael Harris II, and Ronald Acuna Jr. going left to right as the outfield fans out. In the infield, around the horn, it's going to be Nacho, Allen to Ozzie to Olsen, and the Drake is behind home plate. Smurf is getting the DH spot tonight. What you can expect from Spencer Strider tonight is a four-seam fastball that he leans on 54% of the time, and then the slider 37% of the time. So if you add that up, we're talking about 91% of his pitches is either the four-seam or the slider. He does have a curve. He does have a change. He mixes those in at about 4.5% each. And that's what you'll get tonight from your starting pitcher, our fearless leader, Spencer Strider. When we went into this season, we thought we were going to be loaded with starting pitchers, and we are. They're just not healthy. Him and Grant Holmes are about the only two left, and Grant Holmes was being questioned whether he would even be the number 5 guy. They thought he could be a bullpen guy by the end of the year, but right now he's our number 2. He'll be pitching third in this series. New York Yankees are wearing their classic road grays top to bottom, New York across the chest in navy, block lettering. Same on the back with the names and the numbers, and the navy ball caps in the classic NY interlocking representing the city and state of New York. Atlanta Braves. Well, it's Friday night red night. Red jerseys, white pants, blue ball caps, red bill, and the white A representing the city of Atlanta, one of the most classic looks in all of baseball. Braves across the chest, the tomahawk underneath. And it'll be interesting to see what we get out of Ian Hamilton tonight on the Yankees side, the starting pitcher. He's got decent numbers, but it doesn't look like he's an overpowering pitcher. But he does have a decent strikeout rate, and he is just a 3-pitch pitcher. So I got to feel like second time through the order, the Braves can cash in. Of course, we haven't seen him before, so that could be an issue going in the early going. But honestly, you have 3 pitches. That's really more of a reliever type. He's got a four-seam, a sinker, and a slider. The sinker, he goes 47% of the time. Slider, 39%, and then the four-seam, 14% of the time. We're waiting for the .3D to kick in. Usually takes a pitch or so. So we're going to wait it out. I feel like when we're getting impatient and going in there and keep clicking it, I feel like that's what slows it down. Spencer Strider's throwing his final warm-up tosses. We are just about set for a Freaky Friday double feature, doubleheader, Braves, Yankees, Dodgers, and Brewers. Should be a good one. Spencer Strider just finishing up those final tosses. He might have 1 or 2 left to roll. Then we'll have the screen loaded for you and we'll be set. We'll keep an eye on the other games around the league. Hey, good to see you, George Rogers. See if I missed anybody else. I was reading my notes, filling out my lineup card. Learned a long time ago, don't fill that thing out till the last dog is dead because they like to make funny changes. Trent Grisham is going to lead it off here for the New York Yankees. There is some positive news on that Riley injury, by the way. I don't think it's going to be long term because they keep saying abdominal and not the oblique. If it's the oblique, he's out several weeks. Seems like he may have a very short stint on the IL. He's not eligible to come back until early next week, but we'll see if that's where they actually bring him in. Spencer Strider kicks the dirt off his cleats. We set up that 3D effect as we bring you into the city of Atlanta. And we are just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Spencer Strider toes the rubber, and yes, sir, it is baseball time in Braves country. First pitch on the way is a fastball, well off the plate, righty-lefty matchup. It's 1-0. The Braves defense is back and to the right. The 1-0. Swing, chops it over towards second, and that's going to get through the hole. Hard chopper, and it's a leadoff single for the New York Yankees. Hard hit ball. Grisham does what he does so well as a leadoff batter for the Yankees. He gets on base and gets it stirring with Cody Bellinger stepping to the plate and Aaron Judge in the hole. It could unravel quickly. First pitch on the way, 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Misses high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. 1-0. Kicks and fires. Fastball misses outside wide. Ball 2-0. A 2-0 count. Braves nothing, Yankees nothing. We'll pull the stream back in case there's any action on the base paths. The 2-0 pitch. Swing! Belts it down the line, foul. Cody Bellinger, of course, the ex-Chicago Cub, part of the 2016 World Series champion Chicago Cubs. The 2-1, down and in, 3-1. Spencer Strider not looking particularly sharp so far. He'll look in to Drake Baldwin. Drake Baldwin sets up down the middle. Swing! That ball's sizzled back foul. Full count. Cody Bellinger. Digs in. Righty-lefty. The payoff pitch. Swing, pops it up. High into left field, giving chase. Nacho and Jurickson Profar almost colliding. Profar makes a great sliding catch. Jumps to his feet, fires it to first, and almost gets Grisham with his hand in the cookie jar. Trent Grisham had to hustle back to second. Looked like that ball was going to fall in between the two defenders, but a great sliding catch by Profar. Nacho Alvarez got out of the way just in time. Aaron Judge now the batter with 1 on, 1 out. First pitch on the way. 97-mile-an-hour fastball kisses the black. It's 0-1. Of course, Bellinger is known as an outfielder. Today he's at first base for the New York Yankees. The 0-1 in the dirt. Good block by the Drake. It's 1-1. 1-1 count. Aaron Judge, 33-year-old. 350 lifetime home runs and a batting average of .294. The 1-1. Down below the knees, 2-1. Assuming health, you might as well go ahead and make a room for him in Cooperstown. He's on that trajectory. Right now, he'd be a first ballot. The 2-1, down and away, 3-1. 3-1 count. Game 1 of a 3-game set. We got tonight, tomorrow night at 7:15 as well, and then is a Sunday matinee, 1:35 first pitch. The 3-1. Strider sits, brings it. Swing and a miss. Good slider. Full count. First time Aaron Judge and Spencer Strider have locked horns in their career. Man, that was a beautiful slider. just off the plate. Strider flips it over to first real quick. Keep Grisham close by. Full count, 1 on, 1 out. Strider comes set, brings it. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He got the Judge. 2 down. Go sit on the bench, Judge. 2 down here in the first inning. That's a big out, number 2. That's that same slider. It was a little, actually, that one actually hit over the plate. And he was able to dust him off, and now 1 out away, getting out of this jam. Jazz Chisholm, the batter, first pitch, swing and a miss. Over that slider, it's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup. Pitch on the way. Swing, pops it up. High in the sky. Olsen gives chase. It is just going to land out of play. So an 0-2 count. By the way, Riley did take batting practice today, the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Spencer Strider, 2 Ks on the day. Let's grab the bats and make some noise, girls and boys. We'll be back in a flash.
I don't have no friends because I like to be in bed. I'm for the sheets, not the streets, baby.
Hey, what's going on, man? Hey, would you mind doing me a favor and putting on your mask? That'd be awesome, man.
Why are you in my car?
Are you you're an Uber?
No. Wait, you're gonna go with me now.
No, wait a minute, Jesus!
Listen, if you and I are ever on the phone and you hear me say some dumb like, hey man, I'm gonna call you right back. When you hang up that phone, just go on about your day. Don't sit around holding your breath waiting on me to call you back, because you'll turn every color of the rainbow right before you meet your maker. I'm not playing. You think it's a game? The best time to call my phone is text message.
It's hard to compare errors now, but I also think that balls are go a little farther. I won't say juiced. Most of the parks are smaller, but players today are bigger and stronger than before.
The ball may be juiced and some of the players may be juiced.
I was trying in a general sense to call attention to the fact that this stuff just doesn't make sense. And this was the part that I found especially galling. People throughout baseball who pride themselves on knowing the difference between the split second it took Bill Mazeroski to turn a double play as opposed to the average second baseman, who pride themselves on knowing when a guy's arm angle comes down ever so slightly because he's fatigued in the late innings, who notice if a guy has moved half a step in or half a step back at third base. They didn't notice a damn thing when guys showed up looking like they'd been inflated with bicycle pumps.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. People are asking, no, Marcell Ozuna has not been traded, y'all. I don't know where you're getting that from. It's speculation that he's going to be traded. Now, maybe you're misunderstanding what's being written, but it's all speculation, and it's being added because he's not in the lineup tonight. But that's because that's what it's going to look like once he is traded. First pitch on the way to Jurickson Profar. That ball is roasted through the first base side. That's in for a base hit. And your Atlanta Braves hit the ground running coming out of the break. The Jerk Store is on base.
Well, the Jerk Store, Cole, they're running out of you. It's smart. It's a smart line, and a smart crowd will appreciate it. And I'm not going to dumb it down for some bonehead mass audience.
Marcell Ozuna is going to be traded because he's at the end of his contract, so there's confusion on why. First pitch on the way to Matt Olson is swung on and fouled straight back at 0-1. It is senseless to keep someone that you can get some good prospects out of on your bench down the back stretch, unless this team gets scalding hot, like we talked about the pregame, but I won't go back over that again. The 0-1, righty-lefty, first pitch on the way off that 0-1 is a four-seam fastball, misses down and away. It's 1-1. 1-1 count. You're going to see Ozuna traded. You're going to see Iglesias traded, and Montero. They're all at the end of their contracts. The 1-1 swing. That ball's hammered into right field. That's going to get down where the green grass grows. Jurickson Profar is hauling buns all the way down to home plate. Here comes the throw. He is safe. And your Atlanta Braves have taken a one-run lead off the bat of the Ice House. That click-clacked, baby. Let's go.
This is not watered down. This is Ice House.
Ice House.
Smooth as it gets.
RBI double. Smokes it into the corner. And your Braves, on a great job of base running by Profar, head first slide and beats the tag by just moments. Ronald Acuna Jr. to the batter. First pitch, swing and a miss at the slider. It's 0-1. Once again, if you missed the pregame, Hamilton has 3 pitches. It's a sinker at 47%, slider at 39%. Those are his 2 main pitches. He will throw the four-seamer at 14%. The 0-1, sinker off the plate, 1-1. 1-1 count. Braves lead it 1-0. Profar pro good in the Ice House, hooking up with a single and a double to put the Braves on the board. The 1-1 down and in, 2-1. So that's why so to clarify, that's why they will trade Ozuna. It'd be a shocker if they didn't. The only reason why they wouldn't is if they got hot and they weren't going to get enough back for him. The 2-1 count. Check swing foul into the first base dugout of your Atlanta Braves. It's 2-2. You got to look at it right now. You've got Drake and Smurf that can DH, and you've got Ozuna who can DH, but Ozuna can't play anywhere in the field. And this is just kind of foreshadowing what's about to happen in all likelihood. The 2-2, swing, slices it to right field. That ball's going to get down. That's going to roll around where the green grass grows. And here comes Olson. He will head to home. And Ronald Acuna Jr. with another RBI double for your Atlanta Braves. And it is 2-0. Vamos Bravos out to shoot.
Bravo.
That's how you come out of an all-star break. That's how you put a stamp on it.
Bravo.
And if you don't want to see your guys traded, if you don't want to see the front office give up on the season, you need to win some damn games. Drake Baldwin, your batter. First pitch on the way. Swing, fouls it away. It's 0-1. Braves have put 2 runs on the board. Ronald Acuna Jr. stands at second base. We have yet to have an out recorded here in the second half of the season. The 0-1 count. Hamilton turns around, flips it to second. No one's even on the base, so the ball goes over the wallet of Acuna, who is sticking his right leg onto the pillow. And the defender, the shortstop, Volpe, catches it but far behind him. That was more just to try to keep him close by. The 0-1. High and out of the zone. 1-1. 1-1 count. And I look at it this way. If we can't get back into the playoff race, let's make everybody else miserable. Let's be that one team you don't want to see on your schedule. The 1-1 swing, lifts it high into center field, drifting back. Acuna probably tagging up. Here comes the throw into the infield, and Ronald Acuna Jr. will scoot on up to third base, and we got runner at third and one out. Good situational hitting there by the Drake. And the Braves just need another fly ball to make this a 3-run lead. Sean Murphy will be your batter. Ozzie Albies steps to the hole, or steps on deck. It's Nacho Alvarez in the hole now. Harris and Allen would follow if the Braves can keep the line moving. Yankees infield is pulled in. The Smurf digs in at the plate. The first pitch on the way inside. Sinker misses. It's 1-0. He's been having issues with that ball so far. Still at only 13 pitches, not a high pitch count, but he's only got the 1 out. Got to make him pitch to you. The 1-0. Down and away, 2-0. 2-0 count. And though it is a right-hander versus right-hander, you got a lefty on deck. Hamilton could be pitching around Smurf. He's been hot of late. 16 home runs now at 38 RBI. The 2-0. Chops it back foul behind home plate. Just got a piece of it, 2-1. Braves came into today 11 under 500. The Yankees 10 over 500, but they are with a losing record on the road. They're 23-24. The Braves actually have a winning record at home, 24-22. Good to see you pushing buttons. The 2-1, down and in, 3-1. They check down the line, but first base umpire Mark Wegner says no dice. It's Nate Tomlinson behind home plate if you missed the intro. Livensparger is at second, Dreckman at third. He's the one man we won't see in this series behind the plate. The 3-1 pitch, swing and a miss, good sinker. Darn good sinker. It's a full count. Hamilton trying to work himself a strikeout or pop-up. Infield drawn in. The last thing he wants is a hard hit ground ball. Murphy trying to find a way to just lift the ball out of the infield. And it should score Acuna as long as it's not a lazy pop fly. Full count. Hamilton comes set. His 18th pitch of the inning. Down and away, ball 4, so he'll head on down to first. Keep trucking, keep the line moving. And Ozzie Albies will come to the plate. They're going to go out there and have a quick powwow with tonight's starting pitcher, Ian Hamilton. We got runners on the corners, 1 out, and the Braves lead it 2-0. Talking about those trade rumors for the Braves. Of course, everyone's all abuzz because Ozuna's not in the line. Doesn't mean they are working on a trade tonight, but the deadline's less than 2 weeks away. I do think they still want to showcase him, so he won't sit the pine until the All-Star break. But you look at the guys that are going to be moved. As Hamilton comes set, first pitch swinging as always by Ozzie. It's a sinker off the plate. Swing and a miss. It's on 1. So we know Ozuna, Iglesias, and Montero will get moved. 99.9% chance that happens. The 0-1. Inside almost gets him. That's about the only way you can get Ozzie to take a pitch in the first at bat. There's other guys that could be that are signed for next year, but not necessarily are going to be. They would move them for the right price. You may not realize how valuable they are, but these bullpen arms are valuable. The 1-1 swung on, pops it up into left, drifting back on towards the track, making the catch is Dominguez, but that will get the run home, and your Atlanta Braves have made it 3-0. Good situational hitting by the Wiz. So how about that? Let's get it, Ozzie.
I'm the Wiz.
finish that thought, the guys that you can be looking at that could be traded, who are signed through next year, would be Aaron Bummer and Pierce Johnson. And they're more valuable than people think. Everyone tries to knock on these guys, but you haven't watched other bullpens if you're trashing those guys. And so they could be something that could be moved, but they're not necessarily going to move them because they are signed through next year, and you're going to have to go and sign a replacement if you do move them. The 1-0 to Alvarez is the first pitch missed well out of the zone. That sinker misses down and away, 2-0. Braves lead at 3-0. Nacho, 2 for 7 on the year so far. The 2-0. Pitch, down and away, 3-0. Standing on deck is Michael Harris. So his name's actually Dane Dunning that they got for Ruiz, as the 3-0 is right there for a strike, 3-1. And he has been a starter in the past. This year he's only been a reliever, and he's been in the minors quite a bit, so don't expect the moon and stars. He's more of a guy to go out there and eat innings, whether as an opener, build him out to a starter, or in the bullpen. The 3-1 chops it over towards second. Should be an easy play by Jazz. It is 4-3, and that'll end the inning. But not for your Atlanta Braves. Put 3 on the board, and it's 3-0 in Atlanta versus the Yankees.
Somebody explain to me why we can't even give away a used mattress, but we'll spend $300 a night to sleep on one at a hotel.
One of the things I really love about mine and my wife's relationship is the fact that she told me we ended up together because she manifested it. I love that, because nothing makes a fella feel better than knowing some she-shaman meddled with free will by means of witchcraft in order to find a mate. And unlike the rest of us, who have to attract people by earnestly flirting and by exercising caution in order to suppress red flags, this witch lit a sage stick and prayed to Venus for my weenus. And so there I was, sitting at a bar with my plentiful 20s, completely oblivious to the fact that I'm about to be blindsided by a Bette Midler spell that some date snake conjured up by doing crystal math and some Drew's my boo voodoo. And so I love my wife, and she is my soulmate. But I'll never know if it's me saying that or if it's some lemur demon who's got a hold of my boy loins just making me move it.
As the memory of the crippling strike of 1994 faded away, baseball's popularity surged, but rumors and suspicions about performance-enhancing drugs kept surfacing. Over the years, a few sports writers and broadcasters had tried to call attention to steroids' infiltration of the national pastime, but nothing was done, and doping became an open secret in the game.
I don't think a bunch of owners or general managers got into a room and they said, we got a great thing going here. Turnstiles are humming, fans love it, let's not do anything. I think what happened was when they were clued enough into what was happening, it was already too late without really getting their hands very dirty. Cleaning it up meant taking down the biggest players in the game. And that was an undertaking they weren't going to touch until somebody made them touch it.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. The Atlanta Braves lead this one 3-0. So yeah, those are the 5 guys that I would have circled if you're looking at who is on the trade market for the Braves. The 3 that definitely are going to be traded, and the 2 that if they could get a good return, they'll do it. First pitch on the way is a 4-seam fastball from Strider. It's high and inside. It's 1-0. 1-0. Kicks and fires. Fouls it away for a strike, 1-1. Jason Dominguez, one of the big prospects coming out of the Yankee system recently. Is the 1-1. Fastball right there at the knees. 1-2. 1-2 count. Kicks and fires, down and in, 2-2. Braves 3, Yankees nothing. Top of the second, a 2-2 count. Deuce is wild here. Strider brings it. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Strider got him with that slider. Inside. 1 away. Good pitch. He's got that strider. He's got that slider working tonight. So 3 strikeouts so far for Strider. I believe the over-under what I saw was 7.5. Was the final number out in Vegas for Spencer Strider tonight. First pitch down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. Hamilton's was much shorter. It was. It makes me think they're not going to have him in the game very long because they had him projected as the 1-0. Fastball right there at the knees. 1-1. They had his strikeout number very low. It was like 1.5. He's bouncing back between 1.5 and 2.5. He's got decent strikeout numbers, so it just tells me he may not be expected to go long. The 1-1 misses high and out of the zone. 2-1. 2-1 count. Braves infield is back into the left. The 2-1 swing, chops it foul. Olsen will watch it roll towards the dugout. 2-2. Braves 3, Yankees nothing. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Number 4. And he hit him with the slider again. 2 down. You haven't seen him before. That slider's got to just look impossible, especially coming off that high heat. Brian Cashman's going to be hitting up AA about Strider by the end of tonight. First pitch on the way. 96-mile-an-hour fastball inside to Anthony Volpe. It's 1-0. Anthony Volpe batting .214 on the year. 1-0. Swing, lifts it into left center field. Going back towards the track. Making the running catch is Michael the Hawk Harris. 75% of the world is covered by water. The rest by Michael Harris. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
You know why no one's loyal and everybody talks? Because people need to get punched in the mouth again. It's crazy how a good punch to the mouth will adjust somebody's attitude.
Look at that baby there with all them big kids. Baby can't talk. Some babies can talk. Okay, up, turn around, sit down. Turn up, turn around, sit down. Where did you learn that at? From cool. From the TV too. Stand up, turn around, sit down. You learned that from school. Uh-huh, me too. Who told you that? Did the TV tell you that?
In May of 2002, Jose Canseco, who would later claim that without steroids, he would have never even made it to the major leagues, retired from baseball with 462 home runs. He told the press that 85% of major leaguers were taking steroids. There would be no baseball left, Canseco insisted, if we drug tested everyone, but hardly anyone took his claims seriously. Then, a few weeks later, Sports Illustrated published a cover story by Tom Verducci, which described players taking a wide range of performance-enhancing drugs. In the article, former Padres third baseman Ken Caminiti confessed that he had taken heavy doses of steroids for years, beginning in 1996, when he had been named the National League's most valuable player.
And what really, really struck me was, first of all, the responsibility that he took for his own career, but also the fact that he had no remorse whatsoever. And that's when it really hit home to me that it was so pervasive in the game that given the choice, he would do it again.
Really classy move pregame. They did a special announcement to give Max Fried a standing ovation. First pitch on the way to Michael Harris. The second is inside for a ball. It's 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup. Garcia has come on, so he was treated as an opener. 1-0 misses high, 2-0. 2-0 count. With both Max Fried and Carlos Rodon missing this series. The 2-0 swing, pops it up. Lazy fly ball into foul territory. Making the rather easy catch over there is Vivas, the third baseman. One away. New York Yankees are going to be in the market for a third baseman this trade deadline. Pretty much their biggest weak link in their lineup. They're pretty good everywhere else. I'm sure they could look for an upgrade here and there, but really they're looking for third base, a starting pitcher, and of course everybody wants relief. First pitch on the way to Nick Allen is a swing and a miss, 96-mile-an-hour fastball inside on the hands. It's 0-1. Nick Allen comes into this series batting .238. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swing, chops it over towards second. It's going to be an easy 4-3 put out. Quickly, 2 up, 2 down. So this is quickly turned into a bullpen game. I do believe that the Yankees, what I was reading at the break, is that they were hoping to get 3 innings, but at least 2 out of Hamilton. So this kind of messes up their plans. First pitch on the way to Profar. He shows bunt, dragging along the way, but pulls back. Ball goes in the dirt as he runs up the baseline. It's 1-0. Jurickson Profar got it started, single to right in the first inning. He came around to score when Matt Olson smoked a double into the right field corner. 1-0. In the dirt, 2-0. Profar now batting .281 on the year. Of course, small sample size after the 80-game suspension. If you're wondering what the Braves are going to be looking for in return in these trades, one of the things obviously is farm system depth. Their farm system is not ranked very high as the 2-0. 95 misses high, 3-0. And we weren't that concerned about that for the last couple of years because the farm system was ranked so low because we were using those tools. But now guys like Michael Harris who have fallen off, it doesn't look as stacked as it did. The 3-0 in the dirt, ball 4. So Profar heads on down to first. So we'll be looking for farm system depth, but the other thing is obviously if they could find someone who could play shortstop for next year, that would be huge. But you're looking for starting pitching depth, but more so, I believe, relief pitching depth. And the biggest questions for 2026 is the first pitch on the way, 87 below the knees. It's 1-0. Who's going to play shortstop? Who's our closer? And what are you going to do with the designated hitter? Righty-lefty matchup. The 1-0. In the dirt, 2-0. Profar with good wheels, anything that would get down into the gap would most likely score. Braves lead it 3-0, but you want to keep trying to tack on runs here. The 2-0 count. High and out of the zone, 3-0. The 3-0 to the ice house. Outside wide, ball 4. So he'll head on down to first. Profar to second. And we got 2 on, 2 out. And Ronald Acuna Jr. coming to the plate. We'll pull this back in case there's any movement on the base paths. Now we've got a runner in scoring position. A single would most likely score Profar from second base. Acuna doubled his first time up and get an RBI. First pitch on the way is a slider right there at the knees. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. Acuna stands and kicks. 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Whistles it back to the crowd. It's 0-2. Same two teams tomorrow night. Looks like it's going to be a bit of a bullpen game for the Braves. So we'll switch roles with the Yankees, what they're doing tonight. The 0-2 in the dirt, 1-2. An honest engine, if you don't want the Braves to be sellers at the deadline, which is 2 weeks from yesterday, at 6 p.m., I believe the deadline. They've pushed the time. It used to be 4 p.m. It's 6 p.m. now. They are going to have to get on a tear. And I mean, of the next 12 games, you got to win, I think, 10. 9 maybe, but you definitely have to win 10. The 1-2 in the dirt, 2-2. Good take by Acuna. The 2-2 count. But yeah, the big thing next year is who is going to be the Braves closer. Even if they didn't trade Iglesias, he's going to be a free agent, so they'll be looking elsewhere regardless. The 2-2 swing, slaps it over to second. Soft hitter to Jazz Chisholm. He'll flip it first, and that'll end the inning. Braves threaten again, but can't cash it in. We'll be back in a flash. Wells, Vivas, and Grisham for the Yanks when we return.
Diabolical. Call the police. This has got to be illegal. Listen, oatmeal, cereal, bacon and eggs, biscuits and gravy. These are breakfast foods, okay? Don't you ever hand me a hot dog at 6 o'clock in the morning talking about, you want breakfast? Because I will feed you a knuckle sandwich for your breakfast, okay? I will punch you in your chest.
For those out there that wanted to know, I'm going to go ahead and address that.
I'd love to hear it.
Tyler Matzik was throwing 1,000 miles an hour. He was throwing rise balls at 1,000, and he was throwing it right down the middle, and nobody could hit it.
Never seen like that. It was unbelievable.
Look, listen, I tried, y'all.
Yeah, I remember you struck out, you hit your bat.
Yeah, you know what's coming. Fastball. That's what it's doing. And he was letting that thing rip, man, and it was coming in hot.
You're a rapper. You're mediocre. You're nobody. Rappers are nobodies. You didn't know that? They don't write they. You don't make your beat. You look at a phone.
They came to an agreement about a drug testing policy that had so many holes in it that there was no way a player, unless he is just dumb as a rock, was going to fail under the guidelines that they set forth.
And that's been the question. Is it possible to have a renaissance and a calamity at the same time? It all depends on what your barometer is. What is your measure? If your measure is money and only money, then yeah, it was possible because people in this game made more money than ever. But if your barometer is something more than that, if your barometer is integrity, is in having people look at you and believing in your sport, not just going to the games, but believing in your sport, then it's not possible.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball here on Braves Country Radio. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe and share it with somebody today. Let's grow this crowd. First pitch on the way is a four-seam fastball to Wells, the hind catcher, batting eighth in the lineup today. It's 1-0. The 1-0 swing, fouls it away. 1-1. So 1-1 count. Let's clear this out of the way for a second, see what's going on. Might have to change that screen. The 1-1 four-seam fastball misses high. 2-1. Austin Wells batting .226 on the year, 14 home runs, 53 RBI. The 2-1. Swing and a miss slider. 2-2. The 2-2. Braves lead it 3-0. We're bringing the screen back in, waiting for it to reload. The 2-2. There he goes. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Number 5 on the night. Spencer Strider with the nickel. 1 away. Wow. He's doing it. Tomorrow night, it's Warren, by the way, on the bump for the Yankees. And they are going to go with what looks like essentially a bullpen game, with Wentz getting the starting nod for the Braves. First pitch on the way to Vivas. Jorbit Vivas fouls it away. It's 0-1. Vivas Las Vegas is batting .149 on the year with 1 home run. Four-seam fastball misses high. It's 1-1. On Saturday, we'll have Grant Holmes going against Marcus Stroman. I love beating that guy. That guy's such a jackleg. The 1-1. Swing, fouls it back. 1-2. Whether he was with the Cubs or originally the Mets, he's so rude to everybody. He plays the victim. I love beating Marcus Stroman. I hope the Braves pound him. The 1-2. High and out of the zone. 2-2. 2-2 count. Pitch on the way. Oh, that looked like that got the bottom of the strike zone. Did not get the call full count. You can see it there on your screen. That's exactly where it hit. The payoff pitch from Strider. Time is called. Vivas wants to take his time out. He didn't step out of the box, which is unusual. Normally the guys want to step out of the box, but he's ready. The payoff pitch. Down and in, ball 4. So he will head on down to first with 1 out. And the Braves cling to a 3-0 lead, and that will flip the order over. Strider knows he made a mistake there. You don't want to walk the number 9 guy batting .149. It's Grisham, Bellinger, and Aaron Judge lurking in the shadows. First pitch on the way is a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Four-seamer off the plate. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Strider comes set, brings it. That slider has not been hitting this inning. He got screwed on the 2-2 count, but he's been missing that slider a little bit this inning regardless. (2-0). Nowhere near the zone. Slider misses. 3-0. Might have to go back to the drawing board. I mean, you can't keep pitching around Grisham here. You've got Bellinger and then Judge due up, and any one of those guys can tie this game up with 1 swing. Grisham, in his own right, has 16 home runs. The 3-0 count. Another free pass, ball 4. So he walks back-to-back batters. That's not how you want to start the third inning. 2 on, 1 out. And Bellinger comes to the plate. I don't think this is a spot where I'd want Kranitz to go talk to him yet, but I do think I'd have Drake Baldwin just go out there to calm him down a bit. First pitch on the way is a 99-mile-an-hour slider down and in. It's 1-0. Strider's a very hot-headed, hyper-competitive person. Sometimes he just needs a breather to recalibrate. The 1-0, fastball, up top, just kisses the black. It's 1-1. Good pitch, probably the best pitch he's thrown all inning. 1-1 count, tying run, stands at home plate in Cody Bellinger. The 1-1, swing, fists it back foul. 1-2. Man, if Aaron Judge comes to the plate here, assuming you can get Bellinger out, do you walk the bases loaded to not have to face Judge? Because I would think about it. I would seriously think about it. He's looming on deck with 35 home runs on the year. Quick timeout was called by the home plate umpire, Nate Tomlinson. Now we're back. The 1-2. Swing. Fouls it back. Slider. Braves infield is back into the right, playing Bellinger to pull. Aaron Judge looms on deck. The 1-2. Swing, fouls that slider away. So a 1-2 count. In the dirt, curveball, 2-2. That was nowhere near the zone. You got to at least flirt with the strike zone when you're throwing one that's down and in. That was way too easy to lay off of. Deuce is wild, 2 on, 2 out. Or 2 on, 1 out, a 2-2 count. The pitch, swing, belts it deep. If it's fair, it's gone. No, it's going to stay in the park. The wind knocked it down, and Ron Acuna Jr. will make the catch, and they throw him out. Holy cow! Ron Acuna Jr. threw a rope to third base, and Vivas, who did not slide, was tagged on the arm. Yak him! We'll be back in a flash. Wow. Wind and Ron Acuna Jr. equals a double play, and guess what? We don't see Aaron Judge this inning.
What's your country's biggest flex on the rest of the world?
Well, as Germans, we obviously have to say world
Cars.
War. Cars. Yep, cars, definitely.
Here are 5 classic Gen X moods everybody should know. I'm too old for this shit. I do not get paid enough for this shit. I do not have time for this shit. I am too sober for this shit. I am too tired for this shit.
Join the country club today. The first month is free. You'll have access to badges, one-of-a-kind emojis to display your Braves pride throughout the ball game. You'll also get instant access to our video drops, members-only chat, wallpapers, and more is on the way. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the country club today.
America, you have been gatekeeping something from me. Why? I'm a Brit in America, and there's one thing in America that is the best, and Americans don't speak about it, because you don't want to give it away. You want to gatekeep it. Crushed ice. Crushed ice is the greatest thing to come out of America since Dolly Parton. Crushed ice is straight from heaven. It has been dropped from the pearly gates. Crushed ice is life. It is life.
I think fans have been able to compartmentalize their disappointments and still enjoy it the way they used to. And I think we've built up the same sort of sieve for letting experience through that we have with real people in our real lives. We don't expect them to be saints, and we no longer expect our athletes to be. We expect them to be the same range of people that we see in the rest of our life. And I think that one of the reasons that baseball has not only not lost popularity, but gained it, is as its flaws become apparent, it actually gains depth and humanity, even as it loses its fairy tale mythic qualities.
What's up, Braves Country? Looking forward to a great Atlanta Braves season. See y'all at the ballpark. Love y'all.
Welcome back. Took them a second to come back to the fold. There's a 1-0 count to Drake Baldwin. First part of the at-bat was not being shown, televised. The 1-0. 86-mile-an-hour changeup inside 1-1. That was an unbelievable play by Ronald Acuna Jr. He was flat-footed, by the way. If you're missing it on screen, he was flat-footed. He was in the deepest corner of right field as the 1-1 high and out of the zone, 2-1. The wind knocked it down, and he just kind of reared back and launched it on the fly. And tell you what, Nacho Alvarez did a great job of deking the runner. The 2-1 swing, that ball's belted high and deep into right field by Drake Baldwin, but it'll go fouling out of play, 2-2. I thought the ball was going to go off the wall, maybe even clear the stadium. The Yankee broadcast team, by the way, they can't get over it. The 2-2 swing, rips it into right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. And the Drake is on the board. Let's get it, Braves country! The first Drake sighting of the second half.
You don't like the Drake?
I love the Drake.
How could you not like the Drake?
Who's the Drake?
The Drake is good.
Drake Baldwin slaps it into right. I mean, when you talk about the all-time great throws, that is there, because it's not going to get as much publicity as it should as the first pitch on the way to Sean Murphy is chopped off his instep. It's 0-1. Because this game doesn't have the same kind of level that like the All-Star game with the throw from Dave Parker that's always shown. But the idea that you could catch that ball, nonchalantly spin and flat foot throw a ball to third base, not on the hop, on the fly. And then not to mention the fact Nacho Alvarez does a great job of making the runner think that the ball's coming in ho-humly, and he just kind of grabs it and slaps him, and he goes, what the? You're out, baby. The 1-1 to Smurf, 1 on, nobody out. Down in the dirt, 2-1. Someone shake JC, he's dreaming. He's talking about how he made those plays back in the day. The 2-1 count. Swing, rips it down the third base line. That's going to get down where the green grass grows. Here comes Drake. He's hauling around third. They're going to send him. Here he comes. Here he comes. Go, baby, go. And he is going to slam on the brakes. He was on the way. He would have scored. My God, what are you doing, Freddie? Freddie Gonzalez holds him up.
Smurf is me. I must call an emergency meeting.
I know he's a catcher, but he's got pretty good speed. He's a youngster. I'm telling you, he scores. I'm watching the replay now because he was already starting to make the turn, and Freddie puts his hands up. They showed it on the Yankee replay, and he about popped a hamstring having to slam on the brakes. First pitch on the way to Ozzie is inside for a strike. It's 0-1. And the first thing that I would say to Freddie Gonzalez we got in the dugout, do you know Ozzie, Harris, and Nick Allen are the next three batters? The 0-1 swing. That ball's lifted high and deep. If it's fair, it's gone. It is gone. Zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lamma, ding-dong, a 3-run shot. And the Wiz makes it a 6-0 advantage. How about that? Where did that come from? Holy cow. Garcia, he's not faring much better than Hamilton. He's given up.
I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz, and nobody beats me.
Their lines are almost identical. Garcia's gone an inning. 3 runs, 3 hits, 2 walks. Hamilton went an inning. 3 runs, 3 hits, 1 walk. That was a hanger. That was a cement mixer. So 6-0 your score. The first pitch to Alvarez was ball. followed up by a strike, four-seamer at the knees. Evens up the count at 1-1. But my point before Ozzie hit it out, which really crushed my point, but we know what he's been doing all year. There's the 1-1, swing, slaps it down the left field line. It's 1-2. I get that you don't necessarily want to run out of an inning, but Drake would have scored with ease. In fact, the left fielder had actually flipped it to short. He did not throw the ball with any kind of zip on it. So he would have scored with ease. The 1-2, swing, chops it, rolls it to third. Should be an easy play by Vivas. Vivas Las Vegas fires it to Bellinger, and it's one away. 5-3 on your putout if you're scoring at home. But how bad that defense is, how bad the bottom of the order has been. It worked out, but 9 times out of the 10, Ozzie pops up, Michael strikes out, and Allen dribbles out to second, and we leave 2 runners on. First pitch on the way to Harris is right there at the knees. It's 0-1. Michael Harris fouled out his first time up, the 0-1. Right there below. 1-1. Harris batting .210 on the year, 6 home runs. Ozzie finally got off the schneid. He's hit himself another home run, couple home runs the last few weeks. 1-1, fouls it away, 1-2. And he's being lopped in with the rest of those guys, but I have more faith that Ozzie's going to turn around the second half than I do. Especially Harris, because maybe Harris needed that 5-day off. Maybe he'll come back with a different mindset, but he just looked absolutely frustrated and lost. The 1-2, swing and a miss. Well, it ain't going to happen there. Strike 3. Chased a pitch 4 inches off the plate and high and out of the zone for another strikeout. At least we will clear the number 9 batter here as Nick Allen digs in. Braves 6, Yankees nothing, bottom of the 3rd. We'll hit your out-of-town scoreboard here in a second. The first pitch to Allen popped up. Leaning over there towards the first base dugout, but it will bounce out of play. It's 0-1. Mets lead the Reds 2-1 in the 5th. Toronto leads San Francisco 4-0 in the 3rd. Got a full slate of action. Earlier today, if you missed it, in Wrigley Field, Cubs ended the Red Sox 10-game winning streak, 4-1 victors. 1-1 to Allen. He grounded out his first time up. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. 1-2. White Sox 4, Pirates 1. They're in the 6th in Pittsburgh. Angels and Phillies 4-4 in Philadelphia. They're in the 5th. They're in Washington, D.C., and the Padres lead the Nationals 1-0. The 1-2 in the dirt, 2-2. In Miami, Florida, the Marlins lead the Royals 5-4. Cleveland, Ohio, it's the Guardians 7 and the A's just 1. They're in the 5th. And the Rays 5-0 over the Orioles, bottom of the 3rd. The 2-2. Swing, hits it hard over to third, backhanded. Easy play by Vivas, and that'll end the inning. But out for your Atlanta Braves put 3 on the board. Did you notice the rest of the guys did exactly what I thought they would do? We'll be back in a flash. Braves lead it 6-0.
I'm 32 years old with a $300,000 net worth.
That's really great. I'm 37 and I've got $22 in Kohl's cash. So, cool.
This is why so many owners of ball clubs are so freaking jealous right now of teams like the Braves. The Battery, which is basically the city they built around the new ballpark in Atlanta. So that area, not including the ballpark, made $59 million in revenue last year. third largest revenue generating category for the team, and it grows on a 10% annual basis. And this is why most teams want to create real estate experiences where they can own essentially a small city, own all of the business around it, and really capitalize. For some people, moral of the story is Braves are crushing it. For others, it's why you have jealous owners that are just sitting there and not necessarily spending on players because they're like, it's no fair. Look what the Braves are doing. They get to own a whole city, and I can't pull that off.
Armchair.
Y'all, I'm at the stage in parenthood where I finally understand why my parents were so upset when I didn't take that damn chicken out the freezer.
On February 23rd, 1960, a brass band played Auld Lang Syne, and 200 die-hard fans watched as a 2-ton wrecking ball, painted to resemble a baseball, began to demolish Ebbets Field in Brooklyn, home of the Dodgers from 1913 to 1957. Roy Campanella was given an urn filled with dirt from behind home plate, his home, for 10 years before a car accident ended his career.
All I can say is, where the hell has this been all year? Braves lead it 6-0. We go to the top of the fourth. Aaron Judge stands at the plate. And it is the absolute best time to face Aaron Judge. Nobody on, nobody out. First pitch misses high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. Righty, the 1-0. Fastball right there, first strike, 1-1. 1-1 to Aaron. Fastball misses high and wide to him. Judge struck out his first time he's ever faced Spencer Strider in his first plate appearance here tonight. The 2-1. Swing! Hammered into left field for a base hit. That ball was smoked in between the 5-6 hole. And it's a leadoff single for the Yankees. That was a hard chopper. Neither one of the defenders had a chance at that play. First pitch on the way is a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Four-seamer off the edge, it's 1-0. Jazz Chisholm, the batter, the 1-0. Kicks and fires. Nowhere near the zone, 2-0. Spencer Strider's been effectively wild here tonight. Got 5 strikeouts through 3 innings, but he's had a lot of pitches that have missed the plate completely. The 2-0. Swing, chops it off his foot. It's 2-1. Jazz Chisholm struck out his first time up. He was 1 for 7 lifetime versus Spencer Strider his first time, or before tonight's first at bat. Of course, he saw him a few times down there in Miami with the Marlins. The 2-1. Time is called. Jazz using his 1 timeout. The 2-1 count. Righty-lefty matchup. Here's the pitch. Swing! Fouls it down the first base line, 2-2. The 2-2. Strider looks into Baldwin. The pitch. Curveball down and in. Now it's a full count. Spencer Strider's got a 6-0 lead, but he's got to buckle down here. You don't want to start giving runs away. Next thing you know, you got the Yankees in this game. A shutdown inning would be huge here. Trying to stomp out any hope that they may have. The payoff pitch, swing, hit high and deep, going back on the track, and making the catch just before the 400 sign in deep center field on the warning track for a loud out number 1. That really, what they're showing the replay of that, the Hank Aaron 715 tribute that they did during the All-Star game. That was extremely cool. I didn't even know what to expect from it, and my expectations were a lot lower than what they delivered on that one. First pitch on the way to Dominguez is a swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. If y'all haven't seen it, it's all over X. I really encourage you to check it out sometime. You got a 1-on, 1-out, the 1-1 count. Guess that's Aces Wild. Braves lead at 6-0. If you're just joining us, this is how we got there. Is the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. It's 1-2. Matt Olson doubled to right in the first inning, scoring Profar after he singled. Acuna doubled to right, and Olson scored. Then Ozzie Albies hit a sac fly to get Acuna home. And in the third inning is the 1-2. Swing, chops it down the first base line. We'll do it again. Ozzie Albies hit a towering 390-foot home run over the right field wall, scoring Baldwin and Murphy, who had both singled and doubled to start the inning. And that's where we stand. The 1-2. Laid off that curveball, 2-2. Two count. Pitch, swing, chops it foul. Back behind home plate, we'll do it again. Braves 6, Yankees nothing, top of the 4th. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him. 2 down. 6 strikeouts on the night for Spencer Strider. He's 2 away from his number out in Vegas. 69 pitches here. 2 out here in the 4th inning. First pitch, swing, chops it over to second. That's going to be an easy 4-3 put out, and that'll end the inning. Yankees get one on, but then it's 1, 2, 3. We'll be back in a flash. Profar, Olson, Acuna. Oh my, they lead us off.
Here are some fun facts that you may not know about St. Patrick's Day. Firstly, St. Patrick, our Irish patron saint, wasn't Irish. He was Welsh. As you all know, everybody wants to be Irish. Everybody wears green on St. Patrick's Day. We should actually be wearing blue. St. Patrick himself wore blue, but in around 1700s, people decided to turn it to green because of the clover. On average, Americans spend $5.9 billion on St. Patrick's weekend, just on alcohol. But in my beautiful little country of Ireland, up until 1970, St. Patrick's Day was considered a religious holiday, where you couldn't actually drink. However, after a quick law change and Ireland suddenly realising that tourism would be much higher with alcohol, we soon changed that.
2 away for Mark Grace, up to 329 for the year now with 9 homers and 51 RBIs.
Ball 1 to Grace. All the talk this year with Tony Gwynn and Larry Walker hovering around 400 all season long. Mark Grace has hit just under 400 the last month. 396 over the last 29 games. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Seems like there are a lot of first basemen around now who are similar.
It's really kind of changed, hasn't it?
Yeah. Line drive hitters.
Good pitch by Maddox, 1-2. Used to be every club had a first baseman that was big and bulky and hit the long ball. Now you've got a lot of hitters like Grace at that first base spot. Strike 3 call. Grace caught looking. That doesn't happen very often.
For 44 years, since Charles Hercules Ebbets had built his park on a garbage dump called Pigtown, Ebbets Field had united the hopes of the borough of Brooklyn and had been home to Wilbert Robinson and Dazzy Vance, Red Barber and Hilda Chester and the Dodger Symphony, Leo DeRocher and Pee Wee Reese and Duke Snyder, Larry McPhail and Branch Rickey and Jackie Robinson.
Welcome back. It's going to be Jurickson Profar coming to the plate. Profar has walked and singled, scored a run. First pitch on the way is a strike at the knees, 4-seam fastball. Good pitch there by Garcia, who's back out there for a third inning of work. It's 0-1. The 0-1. High and out of the zone. 1-1. 1-1 count. Kicks and fires. Swing! Pops it up. High. Into the third base dugout. Bounces off the top of it. Into the crowd. 1-2. Braves 6, Yankees nothing. We've got 6 runs, and Spencer Strider's got 6 strikeouts. The 1-2, high and out of the zone. 2-2. Somebody score quick. We've also got 6 hits, so we got to break this up somehow. The 2-2 misses outside. Full count. Full count pitch. Swing. Fouls it into the glove of Wells. And it'll be a strikeout for Garcia to start the inning. His second strikeout of the night. Rico Garcia, just 5'9", 201 pounds. First pitch on the way to Matt Olson is 94 at the knees. It's 0-1. Went to the... Well, it looks like that the Reds have just hit a home run. They've taken a 42 lead over the Mets. The 0-1 swung on, fouls it straight back. It's 0-2. Matt Olson, 1 for 1 with the walk, a double, a run scored, an RBI. So he was... So a buddy of mine, we all go down to the, this is after the meetup the next few days during the All-Star experience, is the 0-2. Misses high, 1-2. And a buddy of mine took his kids, him and his wife took his kids to the Kids All-Star experience, and they were able to meet up with Dave Winfield. Is the 1-2. Swing, slaps it back, foul, do it again. Brian Jordan was there. Trying to think of the others. When he said Dave Winfield, honestly, everything else went blank for me because that was one of my favorite players in the 80s. But he was talking to all the kids, and I thought it was a great little speech that he gave them, basically saying it doesn't matter how tall, how big you are, this game's for everybody. The 1-2 hits it hard on the ground over to second, but it's going to be a 4-3 put out, 2 down. And he was referencing how short Jose Altuve is. You know, they say 5'7", 5'8". That guy's 5'5". And it looks like that's going to be it. It looks like they're going to do a pitching change. And, of course, we all know how tall Dave Winfield was. And not to mention, I don't know if y'all saw it or not, but the tallest guy to ever be drafted in Major League Baseball was drafted the other night by the Minnesota Twins. 6'11" right-hander. We'll be back in a flash. I think he pitched out of Oregon. So that'll be a fun player to track. They're going to go to a pitching change. We'll be right back. When we come back, we'll talk about the Braves draft and what to expect on some of these guys that will be coming through the pipeline quickly. On this date, 1909, during the top of the second inning. On this date in 1882, without wearing a fielder's glove, Louisville hurler Tommy Mulaney pitches with both arms in an American Association contest against the Baltimore Orioles. The natural right-hander, who is ambidextrous, his efforts were to no avail as the Eclipses lose to Baltimore at Newington Park. On this date, 1921, at Navin Field in Detroit, Babe Ruth becomes the all-time home run king when he hits his 139th blast as a major leaguer. Yankee Slugger's 36th homer of the season, a mammoth shot that covers 500 feet of travel, puts him ahead of 19th century player Roger Connor, who connected on 138 homers during his 18 years in the National League. And on this date, 1923, Philadelphia Phillies owner William Baker demands that the police arrest 11-year-old Robert Cotter for pocketing a foul ball hit in the Baker Bowl bleachers during the Phillies game against the Cubs. After the young spectator spends the night in jail, Philadelphia Municipal Court Judge Brown frees him, saying the boy was, quote, following his most natural instincts, unquote, leading to the team being the first to allow fans to keep foul balls hit out of play. And that's your Braves Country Radio on this date in baseball history. Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Ron Acuna Jr. is right down the pipe for a strike. It's 0-1, excuse me. Righty-righty matchup, the 0-1 swing. That ball's going to get cranked into left center field. That's going to go where the green grass grows. Ron Acuna Jr. goes shopping at the gap. He's winding around, heading for third, head for a slide. He is safe with a 2-out triple by Ronald Acuna Jr. Acuna Matata with a 2-out triple, and the Braves still got something going here in this inning.
Bravo.
That ball died at the wall.
Bravo.
That ball was hit so hard with such topspin that when it hit the base of the wall, it just kind of kicked and stopped. And the left fielder, Dominguez, had to go chase it and get it off the corner of the wall. Normally those things will bounce back to you. So swing and a miss by Drake Baldwin. Start the at bat versus Efros. It's 0-1. Scott Efros, right-handed, kind of a sidewinder. Not quite submarine, but he definitely comes about 3/4. The 0-1 down and in, 1-1. 1-1 count. Drafted by the Cubs in 2015, Efros played his college ball at Indiana. The 1-1 pops it up, back foul. It's 1-2. He played for the Cubs in 21 and a little bit in 22 before he was traded to the Yankees, and the Yankees have had him ever since. A career 2.90 ERA, the 1-2. Dribbles it over towards second. This is going to be a close play. Drake is going to break three, and he is going to get safe. How about that? The second baseman, Jazz Chisholm, I don't know if that was intentional, but he tried to flip it behind his back up high.
I love the Drake.
How could you not like the Drake?
And it went straight up and down. I'm not seeing an up close. I think he thought he could flip it. Oh, yeah, that was intentional. He was trying to flip it to the first baseman, Bellinger, and it was kind of a balloon, like a bloop. And Acuna comes home to score, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 7-0 lead with Sean Murphy coming to the plate. Good hustle by Drake. First pitch to Murph, 89 on the outer edge. It's 0-1. Goes back to Freddie Gonzalez being so scared to send Baldwin. Baldwin's got good speed. The 0-1 swing and a miss. It's 0-2. I mean, he's not going to rival Harris or Acuna, but he's got solid speed. He's got excellent speed for a catcher. Of course, he's early in his career. It usually tends to take a beating on your legs. The 0-2 swing, dribbles it over to second. Should be an easy 4-6 or 6-4, I should say, and it is, and that'll end the inning. But not for your Atlanta Braves. Put another on the board. Falcons over the Giants. We're here at the end of the fourth. It's 7-0.
What is a random baby name that you 100% will be naming your kid no matter what your spouse says?
I'm going to name him Wussel, so people think he has a speech impediment.
The old expression, rule of thumb, that has quite a dark origin, actually. In the 1400s, it was legal in England to hit your wife with a stick, but the stick wasn't allowed to be thicker than your thumb. Hence the expression, rule of thumb.
Hey Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
And that the Brooklyn Dodgers would up and leave to Los Angeles yet, which seemed like once you go to Borneo. You know, the only time I had seen L.A. was Mickey Mouse Club would show, and Disneyland is under construction, and it looked like the Amazon. They're in the where'd they go? And it was, why here? So far away, and it was the mountaintop they're preparing for a ballpark on a mountaintop? No, in the city next to the dry cleaner, so you could talk about it when you pick up your suit that had a mustard stain from the game before. Where's the corner bar? Where's the arguments? You know, where's the trolley where's the subway? How do you get there? Where are they got palm trees? What's Cary Grant and Doris Day doing at a game? You know, where's Al Schmenglowitz, who should sit there? Where's the band? What's going to happen to that band that was in right field, that crazy band? You know, what's going to happen?
Welcome back. Spencer Strider goes back to work. 95-mile-an-hour fastball right there to Anthony Volpe. It's 0-1. Of course, Strider's on quite a bit of rest. And you got to figure, is the 0-1. 95 misses high. 1-1. They want to see how far he can go, take him as deep as possible because, man, you've got a bullpen game tomorrow. Then Grant Holmes, and then you've got what probably Bryce Elder, and then another bullpen game. 1-1, right there on the outer edge. Just misses 2-1. Anthony Volpe's 2 for 1 on the day. The 2-1 count. 94 misses high and out of the zone. 3-1. Wonder what Mike Fulton-Evich is up to if they could sign him off the street. The 3-1. Swing and a miss. Good slider. That's that slider he had at the beginning of the game. Full count. It's hard to believe that guy's already out of baseball at 33 years old. The payoff pitch. Inside, misses, ball 4. Spencer Strider walks his third man of the game, giving up 2 hits. He struck out 6. Wells is the batter. He's 0 for 1. Dangerous bat with 14 home runs on the air. First pitch, swing and a miss by Austin Wells. It's 0 for 1. It's 0 and 1. Excuse me. Case says, "What did I miss? You missed 7 runs, son. You've been hanging out." The 0-1. Swing, slice it back foul. It's 0 and 2. You have missed an offensive display, Kay, if you walked away. The 0-2 count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 7th strikeout of the night by Spencer Strider, 1 down. Who is it talking about bringing Morton back, Mark? Yeah, the problem with bringing Morton back, and they would bring him back just to eat innings the rest of the way. Problem is, they don't want to pay his salary, and to get Baltimore to pay his salary, you would have to give up at least one good prospect, and we ain't doing that. First pitch on the way is high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. When I say we're bringing back Scrub to eat some innings later in the year if they give up, I mean, we're talking about bottom of the barrel guys out there off the scrap heap. The 1-0. Swing. Laces it into left field. That's down for a base hit. Good defensive play by Jazz. He stopped the ball from getting further than what it did, but they've got runners at first and second and 1 out. I pulled up Mike Fultonevich's numbers just out of curiosity. Trying to remember. I know the main thing where it all fell apart with him was in that 2019 Game 5 against the Cardinals. First pitch on the way to Grisham. The Yankees leadoff hitter. It's down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. But Honest Engine, that whole series was screwed up by the way they set up the rotation. The 1-0 slapped over to second. Ozzy's got it, fires it to short, and it's going to be a 4-6-3 rally-killing, inning-ending double play. Good defensive play by the Braves infield. Great job by Strider to get out of it, and we'll head to the bottom of the 5th, leading by 7.
I'm holy enough to pray for you, baby, but I'm also hood enough to swing on you, so jot that down, all right? Okay.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac McGee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
I went to an Alcoholics Anonymous class last night, and Anonymous my ass. I knew everybody that was there. What's up, Braves Country? Looking forward to a great Atlanta Braves season. See y'all at the ballpark. Love you.
Now, one more time. What did you ask, Daddy?
In the 80s, did they have shoes?
Somebody come get this kid.
During the 1960s, the Cold War almost became nuclear war over missiles in Cuba, and the Beatles invaded the United States. Americans made it to Woodstock and to the moon. Americans fought in Vietnam and then went into the streets to stop that fighting. Winston Churchill and Ernest Hemingway and Rogers Hornsby died. Cal Ripken Jr. and Dwight Gooden and Roger Clemens were born. In the 1960s, the New York Yankees' dominance would finally end. The Los Angeles Dodgers would break all attendance records in their new home.
Welcome back. Ozzie Albies, your batter. He's 1 for 1 with a 3-run shot. He takes the first pitch high for a strike. It's 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup. The 0-1 dribbled over towards second. It's going to be an easy 4-3 put out, one away. Looking back at Foltynewicz, like, it's funny. I guess I just remember the good times with him. In 2018, that was the year. He had a 2.85 ERA in 183 innings. He was only 13-10, but you can't pay attention to wins and losses. He had 202 strikeouts in 183 innings. First pitch on the way to Alvarez is right there at the knees. It's 0-1. And a WAR of 4.3. And for those of y'all who don't follow that, that's a damn good WAR for a starting pitcher. The 0-1 swing. That ball's laced into left field. Running and making the catch over his head is Anthony Volpe with a nifty out, number 2. In 2019, which is the year I was just talking about, he was okay. But it was Brian Snitker's decision, the way he set up the rotation, that should have had Mike Soroka pitching at home for Game 5. Instead, as the first pitch on the way to Harris is sizzled down the line, foul. It's 0-1. It was Foltynewicz, and he imploded. And that entire series, we weren't doing the games back then. We were doing our talk show on CBS Radio. And I remember standing on the freaking desk pounding, going, what the hell's going on? The 0-1 swatted into right field. That's through for a base hit. And it's a 2-out single for Michael Harris. So maybe he'll get things going here in the second half.
What they know about that?
God bless you, Mike. Keep your game tight.
Never know. You know what I'm saying? I got a little razzle-dazzle.
But honestly, that series in 2019 was the first time where I really questioned the ability to manage a team with Snitker. And as far as Foltynewicz goes, the first pitch on the way is a sweeper at the knees. It's 0-1. He just fell apart. I was looking at his numbers. I knew Atlanta kicked him to the curb after 2020, where he only made the one appearance. The 0-1 to Allen is a fastball strike on the outer edge. It's 0-2. He doesn't like the call, but it's 7-0 in the fifth. And that did look like it touched the outer part of the zone. You're not going to get those close calls in a game like this right now. But after that, he tried to pitch for Texas the following year. Is the 0-2. Chopper back to the mound. It's going to be a 1-3 put out. He juggled the ball, and Allen almost beat it out, but that'll end the inning. 1-3 put out. Braves lead at 7-0. We go to 6. And I'll have to see what JC's talking about Gene Garber. Man, I still have PTSD from that guy on the mound. We'll be back in a flash.
Well, I'm absolutely furious because I spent all evening drinking something called Seedlip, which is quite delicious, but it turns out it's non-alcoholic. So I can still feel all my emotions now, and it's 10 o'clock.
Dan, I need to talk to you about me bulking up.
What do you mean bulking up?
Yeah, I've been hitting the gym for a few months, and I need some tubs of protein powder to get bigger, and Mom said she won't buy them without your permission because they're too expensive.
Why are you doing this anyway?
A little bit for me, but I'm trying to impress my girlfriend too.
What did you tell her?
Why does that matter?
I want to know what you told her. The last time you lied to your girlfriend, you told you were getting injuries from physical combat until she found out you were kite fighting and getting string burns.
I didn't know there was kite fighting gloves, okay?
With the score tied 9-9 in the bottom of the ninth, and Ralph Terry on the mound for New York, Bill Mazeroski came to bat.
Here's a swing and a high fly ball going deep to left. This may do it. Back to the wall goes Berra. It is over the fence. Home run. The Pirates win.
It was the first time the World Series had ever ended with a home run.
We have seen and shared in one of baseball's great moments.
Bill Mazeroski's home run in 1960. 7 games Pirates in Pittsburgh. We beat them 12-0, 10-0, 16-3. We're into the last inning. We tie it up. Mickey made an amazing base running play, a little head fake, and Bill Mazeroski steps up, and Ralph Terry hangs a slider, and Bill Mazeroski hits it 420 feet, and the Pirates win the World Series. I still heard about it. I still feel bad about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mazeroski has hit a 1-0 pitch over the left field fence at Forbes Field to win the 1960 World Series for the Pittsburgh Pirates by a score of 10-9.
It was terrible. I'd been with the Yankees 10 years at that time, and I cried all the way home on the airplane. I just couldn't quit, you know. It's the worst I've ever felt in my life. It was the only time that we ever played in the World Series where I felt like the best team got beat.
Welcome back, Cody Bellinger. Leads off for the Yankees. First pitch on the way is an 84-mile-an-hour slider. Right there on the outer edge, it's 0-1. Bellinger 0 for 2 with the fly out. The 0-1. Down in the dirt. 1-1. He also flew out into a double play. Incredible throw by Ronald Acuna Jr., getting the runner at third deep in the right field corner. As the 1-1 misses down or out up high and away. It's 2-1. 2-1 count. I see what you're saying now, JC. Yeah, the guy on the mound for the Yankees, his deliveries, it's not quite Gene Garber like. Gene Garber had a true submarine, but it's definitely a 3/4. 2-1 misses high, 3-1. 3-1 count, righty-lefty matchup. Here's the pitch from Strider. Swing, that ball smoked over towards Olson. He grabs it on a one-hopper, flips it to Strider. Good play by Olson. Wow. 1 down. That ball broke the sound barrier going through the infield. Did y'all watch that, the All-Star game? How about that damn stab that Matt Olson made in a big moment in that game? That ball was smoked, and he had to slide, and somehow, I mean, it looked like a hockey goalie over there. Matt Olson. Give that man the gold glove now. Aaron Judge stands in as Drake goes out there to the mound. Strider has gone 5 1/3. He's at 87 pitches, 7 strikeouts. And Aaron Judge, sitting with 35 home runs, stands at the plate. Righty, first pitch on the way. Fastball misses high. It's 1-0. Judge 1 for 2. Strikeout and a single in the 4th. Ball that he hammered through the infield. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. 96 comes a call, and it's 1-1. One count. Slider down and away, 2-1. The 2-1. 3-1. That slider nowhere near the zone. Aaron Judge, I think one of the things that goes by the wayside when you talk about his numbers, he's batting .356 on the year. 81 RBI and 35 home runs. The 3-1. Swing and a miss. Full count. High heat up around the eyeballs. Full count. Judge steps out of the box for a second. The payoff pitch. Swing, fouls it back. This will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat. And all four-seamers and sliders. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with the curveball. Ball gets away, but Drake will flip it to Matty. 2 down. Wow. His 8th strikeout of the night, so you can go ahead and ring that up for anyone who took that number in Vegas. Drake Bummer, by the way, is warming up in the bullpen. Strider is sitting at 94 pitches. This is probably his last inning. First pitch on the way. Swing, pops it back, foul. It's 0-1. Braves lead it 7-0. Top of the 6th, the 0-1. Grounded over towards second. And Jazz, man, you think some of our guys Cadillac and Jazz was barely walking down the first base line. We'll be back in a flash. The Braves grab the bats. Top of the order here in Braves country, leading 7-0.
Would you rather get $100,000 every year, or every year you get 1 month where you can see every winning scratch-off ticket? You don't know what it wins, and you still have to buy it. It could be a ticket, it could be a jackpot, but you know that it's a winner. Which one you taking? The easy hundo, $1,000 a year, dude, or you a gambling man like me? I'm taking the ticket, dude. I don't know, but $100,000 for sure every year. That's like most people's salary. That's like more than most people's salary, dude. That's way more than my salary, dude. Or you can get kicked in the nuts by a field goal kicker. Those are your 3 options, dude.
The Pittsburgh Pirates, the 1960 World Champions, defeat the New York Yankees. The Pirates 10 and the Yankees 9.
There is one thing that all my friends know must never be discussed in my presence, and that's Bill Mazeroski's home run that won the 1960 World Series for a grossly overmatched Pittsburgh Pirates team against my beloved Yankees. And there's a wonderful resolution that many people don't realize. It's one of the great ironies of baseball history, but these things happen. That 2 years later, in the 7th game of the World Series in 1962, with the Yankees ahead by 1 run in the bottom of the last inning with 2 men on base, Ralph Terry was on the mound again, facing Willie McCovey. Willie McCovey hits a line drive that seemed sure to go for a hit, and Terry would have lost yet another World Series. Richardson jumps up, stabs the line drive, and they win that one. So there is resolution, there is rejuvenation, there is reward and victory after tragedy.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Bottom of the 6th we go. J.T. Brubaker. Man, if that doesn't sound like a crooked sheriff in a 1960s Old Western. J.T. Brubaker, first pitch, swinging, jerks and Profar, rolls it over to second. 4-3 put out, one away. Profar now 1 for 3 on the night. Matt Olson will be your batter. Matt Olson 1 for 2. A run scored, an RBI. Righty-lefty matchup is Brubaker. Brings it. First pitch on the way as the infield's back into the right. It's right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Big Matt Olson, 1 for 2. Double, a walk, a run, an RBI. Pitch. 93-mile-an-hour sinker. Right there on the inner edge. It's 0-2. Guess we'll bring this back to eye level so you can see the strike zone. 0-2 count. Andrew Jones in the crowd. They just showed it. Of course, he was a Yankee well after he was an Atlanta Brave. He stops at LA and Chicago. The 0-2 in the dirt. Change up. 1-2. JT Brubaker, 6'3", 180-pounder. Drafted by the Pirates in 2015, the 1-2, down and in, 2-2. Played his college ball at Akron and was drafted by the Pirates in 2015. As far as his major league stops, he was with the Pirates from 20 to 22 and then reappeared with the Yankees this year. The 2-2. Change up. 1-2. Oh, I'm a Matt Olson, Mark. I'm a Matt Olson guy, Mark. If you're asking me who I like better is Olson or Freddie, it's Matt Olson. It's not particularly close. The payoff pitch. Swing, chops it off the plate. Do it again. Now, when Freddie was here, I was a big-time Freddie guy, but when he made his decision to leave, and people can talk all they want, but that was his decision to leave. He could have made plenty of money in this city, and they would have taken care of him for rest of his career, just like they did with Chipper Jones, but he decided to go chasing gold out in California. The 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the sinker. 2 down. And I think when it's all said and done, you're going to see their career numbers pretty darn close to each other. You're going to get a better batting average when it's all said and done for Freddie Freeman, but the OPS is going to be better for Matt Olson because he's going to hit a lot more home runs. And the glove, I mean, both of them are absolute vacuums. First pitch on the way to Acuna. Sinker chops it off the plate. It's 0-1. And I still, don't get me wrong, I don't hold a grudge against Freddie, but I still have a Freddie Freeman jersey in my closet here at the house. I have not worn it since he became a Trader. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Chase that slider down the way. It's 0-2. Ronald Acuna Jr. 2 for 3 on the night. He had a double, a triple, 2 runs and an RBI. Man, if he could get a home run or a single here, we'd be eyeing a possible cycle. The 0-2 in the dirt, 1-2. And yeah, you know, his agent did some dirty stuff. I think his wife wanted to go back to California. And I understand that, but that doesn't mean that I've got to pull for him. The people that get on X and everything that start talking about bringing him back as the 1-2 pitch is foul back out of play. We'll do it again. And it does add to the fact that Matt Olson grew up in the Atlanta, Georgia area and always wanted to play for them. And because of that's the tipping point where give me Matt Olson, the 1-2. Inside, did that get him? He had to bend out of the way. I guess it just missed him. Looking at that replay. Man, that was close. Almost got his bat, too, as he was trying to pull back. He dodged both of those bullets. 2-2 count. We need a home run or a single here to maybe get a cycle for Acuna. The 2-2. Swing. Fouls that pitch off. We'll do it again. The 2-2. 3-2 in the dirt. But to ask me that question now is a little, I mean, it'd be honest engine. If you ask me who I like better, Dansby Swanson or Nick Allen. Right now, I'm a Nick Allen guy. The heck with Dansby Swanson. The payoff pitch in the dirt, ball 4. So he'll get a walk and head on down to first. And that'll keep the line moving. And bring up the Drake. Now, if he comes up and clocks a home run, he gets a walk, not a single, but the rest of the cycle is there. They've got to have a name for that, don't they? Like an intentional cycle or something? First pitch on the way to Drake is swung on. That ball's going to get laced towards the left field gap. Making the running catch is Trent Grisham. Wow! Drake Baldwin tried to go shop it in the gap, but Trent had other ideas. We'll be back in a flash. The Braves lead it 7-0 on a Friday night here in Braves country.
If Earth is the third planet from the sun, doesn't that mean that every country is a third world country?
I've become, maybe to a fault at times, because I still question myself, is I'm so much about the person now, you know? And I remember like Pat Gillick telling me, being the Blue Jays GM, when he started, and he was 70% talent, 30% makeup character, and then over time, it was 60-40. And I got to tell you, I feel like I've gone to like 55-45 talent, makeup character. So then you start doing work on the person, on the teammate, on the guy. People say they're great competitors, but sometimes it's talk. I'm a big believer, especially being a parent now. Players make others better. I've seen it. Took a while to see it, but I see it. A coach can only do so much, a manager can only do so much, but peers can really impact. I think about it with my kids. Who they're around is an impact as well. So you fill a clubhouse, instead of having two guys like a Blanco and a DeRosa, I've kind of flipped that. I'm like, you better have like 24 or 25 and maybe one or two that are on the border of pass-fail, to me.
Armchair.
Kurt Flood of the St. Louis Cardinals. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss.
The glare is that I don't particularly like you, and I am going to beat you any way I can. It is concentration of trying to block out 50,000 people either for you or against you. It is trying to remember all of the things that make you a good hitter and trying to make them go into action immediately, right now. I need it right now in order to do this against this great pitcher. He's a major leaguer too, so you have to give him credit. Incredible things go on inside your head.
Kurt Flood went on to become a solid 300 hitter, the best defensive center fielder in the game, winning 7 consecutive Gold Glove awards.
That's going to do it for Spencer Strider, as we had suspected. 6 innings, 8 strikeouts, 3 hits, 3 walks, no runs against this vaunted New York Yankees lineup. And he will step aside, and Aaron Bummer will take the bump. Bummer, a 3.89 ERA. He is set to face Dominguez, Rice, and Volpe. First pitch on the way is a sinker. Down below the knees, it's 1-0. Hey, there's Uncle Charlie. The 1-0. Swing. Come back to the mound. Off the glove of Aaron Bummer. But he will get the carom, keep it under control, flip it to first, and there's your first out of the 7th. Good defensive play by Bummer. First pitch right there for a strike to Rice. Lefty-lefty matchup. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Bummer comes set. He'll bring the sweeper. It's a swing and a miss, and 0-2. Same two teams tomorrow night. Same bat time, same bat channel. 7:15 first pitch. It'll be the Braves bullpen versus Will Warren. The 0-2. Down and away, 1-2. One-two count. Ben Rice 0 for 2 with the strikeout and the ground out. The 1-2. That curveball is going to miss far and away. It'll leave up the count at 2-2. You got to figure Bryce Elder's probably going to be the Monday starter, and then they'll go back to a bullpen or some version of that on Tuesday with Strider grabbing the ball on Wednesday. The 2-2. That ball's going to get laced down into the corner. It's going to be a fair ball, and it's trouble. It bounces past Acuna. Acuna took it off a bad hop. He'll fire it into the infield. Rice ain't going to play them games. He's going to stay at second. I've seen you throw that dude out at third earlier, man. I'm good. We good. It's going to be a one-out double. I think a lot of guys, the way that ball took a weird bounce and came off and rolled all the way to the back wall, I think a lot of guys would have tried to take 3 on that. But A, Acuna's got a cannon, and B, when you're down 7, you don't want to get thrown out at second base as the second out. First pitch on the way is a good curveball. Lefty-righty matchup. Anthony Volpe, the batter. It's 1-1. Runner at second, 1 out. The 0-1. Swing. Hammers it down the third base line, but foul. It's 0-2. Seems like we're cruising and everything's great to be a Brave, but I'm telling you, this Yankees offense can put up runs in a hurry, so I cannot sit here and just coast up 7-0. I want to see a few more outs before I get a little more comfortable. The 0-2. 93 inside. Oh, check swing. It barely tapped his bat on the way back. And that's going to be a strikeout. So what part of the bat did he get? I guess it hit the top of the barrel just as it was going by. It's a bad break for Volpe, but a great one for Bummer, and there's 2 down. First pitch on the way. That ball's going to get slapped into center. Here comes Harris firing the ball in the infield. Runner will stay at third. They'll play station to station. They've got runners on the corners. 2 outs. Good piece of hitting by Wells. Austin Wells. He was sitting dead red and hit that ball on the screws right at Harris, so Rice had no chance to score. But now Vivas is due up. We'll see if they pinch hit for him. They got runners on the corners and 2 outs. And they will. Giancarlo Stanton will grab the bat. I mean, this seems like a good time to go get a right-hander. And I don't think the Braves are ready, so he's on the horn now, Kranitz is, but I don't think they were ready for that. The first pitch on the way, the sweeper inside, it's 1-0. I would have not had Bummer facing Giancarlo Stanton if I could help it. Not with 2 on. He could cut this lead essentially in half. The 1-0. Curveball in the dirt. 2-0. Not for nothing, you got Trent Grisham standing on deck. Then Bellinger in the hole. Big spot here for Bummer and the Braves. Leading by 7, but that could go away quickly. The 2-0. 93 misses inside, 3-0. I mean, at this point, you almost want to tell Bummer, don't lay one in there. If he swings, that's great. If not, we'll send him on down to first. The 3-0 count. Floats a curveball in there at the knees, 3-1. Carlos Stanton was taken all the way. Braves have a couple of folks warming up in the pen. Looks like Pierce Johnson. It's a 3-1. Swing, chops it foul. We'll do it again. Couldn't make it. I looked over at the... It's definitely Pierce Johnson warming up as the right. I was trying to figure out who that lefty was. If that was... I think that's Dylan Lee. He didn't have his hat on here. I believe that's Dylan Lee. The payoff pitch. Hammered down the third base line. That's fair. That goes into the corner, and the Yankees are on the board. 7-1 your score. Here comes the throw. Come to the plate, and it's going to be a bad throw. Kicks away at 7-2, and Stanton's going to make it all the way down to third. Does he go into go and cross home plate? Because I think the ball went into the dugout. To see how they rule this, I don't know where Stanton was at the time they threw the ball, and the replay is not showing it because it had cut. I don't know if he was at second base yet. It's 7-2 for sure. Whether or not it's 7-3 is the big question mark. And everyone's going to get up in arms and blame Aaron Bummer. This is 1,000% on the coaching staff. You can't have Bummer face Stanton, and he's going to have him. He's going to have Baldwin go talk to Bummer, and that's really just to buy time. The ball hit the left knee of the runner for the Yankees, Austin Wells, as he was just about to cross home plate. I don't think the throw is going to get him anyways, but then the ball rolled in towards the dugout. But the ruling, I don't think Stanton had hit second base. Looking at the replay, I believe he was about to approach second base when that happened. They are going to pinch run for Stanton, and that's mainly just because he's not going to play third base at next inning anyways. So you're going to get a pinch runner, and Brian Snicker's going to come out here and finally get Bummer. But it was a batter too late. Not going to kill him. I understand the situation. You're up 7-0, but Bummer should have never been facing Giancarlo Stanton. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
In Spanish?
Yes.
Gracias todos para los... I don't know how to say compliments.
No?
Compliments.
But these super berries grow in the Andes Mountains, okay? Alpacas can survive entire winters on this.
So it's like a super berry, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what kind of superpowers are you talking about? Like, do you survive the winter?
Great question.
So is that the only superpower you get, surviving winters? Because I've survived many winters without these berries.
No,
These are the people that are banned from my funeral. Don't let Bertha in. She tried to hook up with my husband. Shame on her. My mailman can't come either. He's the worst ex I ever had. And I know he's going to try to go to my funeral. His sister can't come either. I'm going to haunt them all.
The greatness of Ty Cobb was something that had to be seen, and to see him was to remember him forever. George Sisler.
On April 27, 1961, Tyrus Raymond Cobb threw out the first ball at the opening home game of the brand new Los Angeles Angels. It was his last visit to a ballpark. He was 74 years old and dying of cancer. Drinking, gambling, quarreling with waiters and taxi drivers and sales clerks. He stayed on the road as long as he could, carrying with him everywhere a Luger and a paper bag filled with $1 million in securities, and each day swallowing a quart of bourbon mixed with milk to dull the pain. He died on July 17th, 1961. His lifetime batting average was .367. The highest in history. If I'd had my life to live over again, he had told a caller toward the end, I'd have done things a little different. I would have had more friends.
Please like and subscribe today. YouTube.com/@BravesCountry. Dylan Lee will come on. Lefty-lefty matchup versus Trent Grisham. First pitch, slider. Down and out of the zone, it's 1-0. The 1-0, lefty-lefty matchup. Swing and a miss, slider in the dirt. 1-1. We'll go ahead and clean this screen up. 1-1 count. Runner at third, 2 outs. The runner is Peraza. In for Stanton. The 1-1 in the dirt. 2-1. Trent Grisham 1 for 2, a single and a walk. The pitch. 94 way outside wide. 3-1. Waldo Peraza standing at third base. He'll most likely stay in and play third base for the Yankees in the 8th inning. The 3-1 swing and a miss, full count. Or bottom of the 7th, I should say. Full count. Braves lead at 7-2, but a big spot here in the game with Bellinger waiting on deck. Grisham takes a quick timeout, steps back into the box. The payoff pitch, down and away, ball 4. So that'll head the runner down to third, and now they got runners on the corners and 2 outs. And Dylan Lee in a jam. Because if he doesn't get Bellinger, he has to face Judge. He's only faced the 1 batter so far. First pitch on the way. Slider down and in. Misses. Nowhere near the zone. It's 1-0. 1-0. Brings it high and inside, 2-0. Last thing Dylan Lee wants to be doing is loading the bases up to face Aaron Judge. And the tying run on deck. The 2-0. Right there at the knees. Good slider, 2-1. Two-one count. Lee brings it. Swing! That ball's laced into left center field. That's down for a base hit. Harris cuts it off, but the run will come home and score. And they've got runners on the corners again with 2 outs. It's 7-3. And Aaron Judge is coming to the plate. Now, if you ask me what you do here, you walk Aaron Judge, and I know that's dicey because you're putting the tying run at the plate, but I'm walking Aaron Judge to get to Jazz Chisholm. I'm not letting Dylan Lee face Aaron Judge. Profar gave it the old college try, but could not get to it. Great job by Harris to play behind him and cut him off. They're going to let him face him, and this is dicey. First pitch on the way, 94 at the knees. It's 0-1. I know it's the old school mentality of I don't want to put the tying run on deck, and I get that. You are playing with fire here. This guy's batting .355 on the year, 35 home runs, 81 RPI. The 0-1, nowhere near the zone. 1-1. An 1190 OPS. One count. Dylan Lee, his 13th pitch. Swing! Slaps it back foul. It's 1-2. Jazz Chisholm stands on deck. Dominguez is in the hole. Rice would follow if they kept the line moving. But there are 2 outs, 2 on, and Aaron Judge has 2 strikes. The 1-2. Changeup in the dirt, 2-2. All 4 pitches have been to the outside of the plate. Deuce is wild here. 2 on, 2 out, a 2-2 count. Lee brings it. Inside, slider, did he go around? He did not. Full count, which means the runner at first is going to be on the go. Check that. Yeah, he didn't go. That wasn't even particularly close. The payoff pitch to the judge. Swing! Belts it foul. Snicker and Kranitz are talking in the dugout. Well, I thought you said you were going to. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Dylan Lee, Captain Caveman, gets us out of it. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. Wow.
All right. I can't see you. Let me hear you. A 1, a 2, a 3. Me out to the ball game. Me out to the find me something up Cracker Jack. I don't care if I have to get back on the street. Root for the
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Sean Murphy is a strike right there on the outer edge. It's 0-1. Smurf. Righty-righty matchup is Brubaker's back out there. The 0-1. Chopped down the line. 0-2. Wasn't there a famous movie? Brubaker? That wasn't Cannonball Run, was it? Or somebody was named, I want to say Billy Brubaker. The 0-2 count. At this point, I'm literally just saying stuff. Got a long night to go. We haven't even started game 2 yet. The 0-2. Smurf walked a double and also scored a run. They set up outside. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Good pitch by JT Brubaker, 1 down. He was a Warden. What movie was it, Stargazer? I don't have time to Google it. Righty-lefty matchup. Ozzie Albies your batter. Open stance from the left side. First pitch. 94 off the plate. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Swing, fouls it back. 1-1. Braves 7, Yankees 3. Bottom of the 7th. The 1-1 inside. Ozzie Albies has to dance out of the way. 2-1. Hit your out-of-town scoreboard real quick to get you caught up in what's going on and things not in Braves country. The 2-1. Chopper over to second. Ozzie chasing another bad one in the dirt. 4-3 put out. 2 down. When you got a 2-1 count in your favor and you're chasing something, that pitch was literally 3 inches below his knees. It was barely off the plate. And I get it if you swing at that with 2 strikes, but man, a 2-1 count, just an absolute awful approach. Nacho Alvarez, who's 0 for 3, stands in, takes a sinker on the outer edge. It's 0-1. Out-of-town scoreboard looks like this. Is the 0-1. Slider. Teardrop at the knees. It's 0-2. Padres lead the Nationals 7-2 in the 9th in our nation's capital. There in Canada, the Toronto Blue Jays lead the Giants 4-0. They're heading to the 9th. The 0-2. Slider misses inside. 1-2. Reds all over the Metropolitans in New York. 8-2 your score. Bottom of the 8th. Royals 5, Marlins 5. They're in the bottom of the 9th in Miami, South Beach. The 1-2. Caught looking strike 3. Wow. Got to swing the bat, Nacho. This Nacho night. We'll be back in a flash. He's 0 for 4. Jazz Chisholm leads us off when we return.
So I was today years old when I found out that when you're smiling, you cannot move your tongue. It cuts off a nerve when you smile. So when you smile, like your tongue is like paralyzed. Look at your dumb ass. You doing that right? Stupid ass.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac McGee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball.
And so my girl got mad at me because last night I went to a single mom fundraiser.
No, you went to a strip club.
Listen, baby, I'm supporting these single moms $1 at a time.
Fight! Mike! Hey out! Shake your head! Your eyeballs are stuck! Well, it was a ball. It was that far from the plate.
Little lady, will you let me umpire this game? You've been on my back all night.
Mickey, you saw that pitch. It was a ball, wasn't it?
It looked like it.
You're out of the game, Mandel.
What? Roger, how'd that pitch look to you?
It could have missed the corner.
You're out, Maris.
Yogi.
It's a perfect strike. The ump was right.
I don't like sarcasm, Barra. You're out of the game, too.
You can't do that!
Lady.
Where's the manager?
I think he's hiding.
Welcome back. Atlanta Braves lead this by 4. We still have 2 innings to go. Now the good news is if we can put them in somewhat of an order, fairly quick order, not allow a lot of base hits, Aaron Judge, we won't see him again. If you start seeing base hits pile up, next thing you know, Aaron Judge could be representing the tying run in the 9th inning. Pierce Johnson's going to come on and try to get us a 1-2-3. 2.67 ERA, 27% strikeout rate. Pierce Johnson fires the first pitch to Jazz Chisholm. It is a snapping curveball at the knees. Good pitch. It's 0-1. Let's clean up this screen. The 0-1, Jazz, righty-lefty. He's 0 for 3 tonight with a strikeout, fly out, and a ground out. The 0-1. Swing, chops it off his instep. It's 0-2. Count. Pierce Johnson, you better hurry. The 0-2. Swing, lifted. High into right field, drifting back on the warning track. Making the catch for a loud out number 1 here in the 8th is Ronald Acuna Jr. He just got underneath that one. So I guess the movie was called Brubaker. Is that what I'm saying? That's not what I was thinking of. It must be a similar name. Because I don't believe I've even seen that movie, but that name. So there's a movie called Brubaker with Robert Redford, I guess. First pitch on the way is a curveball up top. It's 1-0. It might have been a television show. I don't know, but I do remember the last name. The 1-0. Curveball down and in. 2-0. Either that or they... or maybe TBS was replaying that movie and they were showing commercials to watch it after Braves baseball back in the 80s. The 2-0. Swing and a miss. Good curveball, 2-1. That's very likely. Remember, you get that all the time. Stay tuned after Braves baseball. There's always some movie that nobody wanted to see, or some wrestling. The 2-1 pitch. Curveball right there. Good pitch on the outer edge, 2-2. The 2-2. PJ flips the glove. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with the curveball, diving in the dirt. 2 down. Two up, 2 down. That'll bring Ben Rice to the plate. First pitch on the way, curveball, snaps at the bottom of the zone. It's 0-1. There's no way they're not calling him Uncle Ben in New York, right? Ben Rice, come on. Uncle Ben's Rice. The 0-1. Slaps it, and Uncle Ben's going to get down for a base hit. In fact, that's going to be a double in the corner. That's big-time trouble. Profar gets it back into the infield. And Uncle Ben's got some rice cooking in the corner with the 2-out double into scoring position. The inning's not quite over yet, and that'll bring Anthony Volpe to the plate. You got to wonder why. How did his parents not know? They had to have known. I mean that's the ultimate troll to your kid, right? Last name's Rice. You're gonna nickname him Uncle Ben. First pitch on the way to Volpe is slapped back foul. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. Braves lead 7-3, but you got a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. A single would definitely score on the 0-1. Curveball in the dirt. 1-1. Braves jumped out to a 7-0 lead in the fourth inning when Drake Baldwin singled to second. And Acuna came home to score. We haven't scored since. The 1-1 high and inside balls goes to the backstop. Rice, he stays put at second. That ball came back pretty quickly. I guess there's no real sense of getting thrown out at third. That'll be a wild pitch. It did touch Drake's glove, but that was a bad pitch. Just got away from him. So 2-1 count. Volpe 0 for 2 with the walk. The pitch. Swing and a miss. 2-2. This is going to be a dicey lineup to try to get through with a bullpen game tomorrow, by the way. All I'm telling you is take the over. The 2-2. In the dirt, 3-2. Braves 7, Yankees 3, top of the 8th. 2 outs. If we could get Volpe here, you'd still have to touch the top of the lineup in the 9th. But if you get them in order, you wouldn't even have to face Bellinger, much less Judge. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Hanging curveball. Evidently, Volpe can't hit him. We'll be back in a flash. Harris, Allen, and then Profar comes up with 2 outs. Don't go anywhere.
Let me tell you something. You post all your business on social media. I find myself for hours going through this page finding out about her life. So she gonna post my next relationship. My man gotta come in with a bag because I don't need a man. I got my own house. I got my own car. I got my own money. And I say, but you ain't never got your own baby. Your mama always got her. She gonna comment, you need to mind your business. Mind mama's business. I done followed you for 2 years, 6 relationships, 2 STDs, and 6 abortions. Ho, you are my business.
I would roast you, but my mom said I'm not allowed to burn trash.
Times that my comment section kind of insulted me, kind of complimented me. Elbows too pointy to make finals, but you're doing great. You kind of remind me of Pam from The Office. Cute, but not wow, she's cute. These used to be funny, as long as they were funny once. We all barely like you as you're mildly entertaining. I'll take what I can get. Peak Midwest on all levels. I do love the Midwest. You need a different style in clothing and you need to be more exciting. I guarantee doing those things will have drastic changes for you.
He just had a swing path and an approach that worked for him. He could feel it, he could replicate it, and he did that all year long.
Mike Schmidt has averaged 1 home run every 15.06 times at bat.
For me, statistically, it was my best season ever. I ended up in a 90-some game schedule driving in 93 runs, and I got to 31 home runs that year, and I think I hit 316. It was the only year I hit over 300.
It all amounted to Schmidt's second MVP award.
MVP in 1980, he's the World Series MVP, and maybe in some cities that's going to buy you a little bit of a grace period, a honeymoon period. No, not for Mike Schmidt, not in this city, not in Philadelphia.
Your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. Michael Harris is second. Stands in as we start the bottom of the 8th. Righty-lefty matchup. Brubaker will be back out there for another inning. First pitch on the way. Swing. That ball's lifted into center field. Lazy fly ball drifting over, making the easy catch is Trent Grisham. 1 away. 1 pitch, 1 out. First pitch on the way to Nick Allen is down below. Misses for a ball. It's 1-0. 1-0 in the dirt. 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Kicks and fires. Swing. Fouls it back. 2-1. The 2-1 from Brubaker. Swing. Fouls that. Into the night. 2-2. And whoever's running the show there in Atlanta, they're asleep at the wheel in this game. All of those pitches that keep being shown, they're supposed to clear after every at bat. The 2-2. Swing, lifts it. Pop fly into left field, giving chases Dominguez. He'll make the catch. 2 down. I tell no lies. I told you Profar would come up with 2 outs, and here he is. Top of the order. Two on, 2 out, or nobody on, 2 out. First pitch to Profar, chops it towards his foot. It's 0-1. Profar 1 for 3. Singleton walked and then has struck out, grounded out. The 0-1 pops it back foul 2. Oh-2 count. Misses high, 94. 1-2. If Profar can reach Matt Olson and then Acuna, we got 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. The Yankees is the 1-2. Swing! That ball's laced down the right field line. If it's fair, it's gone, but it'll go plenty foul just to the right of the pole. In the right field corner, we'll do it again, 1-2. Laced it deep down the line. Wells is going to go out there and talk to Brubaker, probably go over a game plan after seeing Profar almost taking him yard. The 1-2. Pitch on the way. Down and in. Did he lay off? They're going to say he went around. Man, I don't know about that. I'd see a side view. But Profar doesn't argue. We go to the 9th inning, leading by 4. Aaron Judge hits the plate if we don't get some outs.
Helps that you're gorgeous.
Brr. No, that's crazy. That ain't real. That's dumb. That's straight dumb. You're dumb. You're nice.
Some of y'all clearly never had a good switching as a kid because every time I look at a birch bush, my toes curl up. Ugh. Or a wooden spoon. Ugh.
This is the career of Luis Tia. In 1968, while a member of the Indians, he led the American League in ERA, shutouts, hits per 9, strikeouts per 9, and opponent batting average. His 1.60 ERA was the lowest in the American League in nearly half a century. In 8 seasons with the Red Sox, he won 122, of which 113 were complete games. He finished his career with 16 3-hitters, 10 2-hitters, and 3 1-hitters. Over his career, he won 229, had a 3.30 ERA, and won 2 ERA titles.
2 seasons later, the Phillies made another big push for a championship, bringing in 2 more aging stars from Cincinnati's Big Red Machine, Joe Morgan and Tony Perez, which earned the 1983 Phils the nickname the Wheeze Kids.
Mike, what was your reaction when you learned that the Phillies would have Joe Morgan and Pete Rose in the same infield?
Well, Joe, I'm very excited about that, and the chance to play with Joe Morgan, Tony Perez, Pete Rose, all in the same team. A bunch of old guys, so to speak. That's a big theme of our team this year, that everybody's too old to win. I think we're going to show everybody that they age like fine wine.
The Wheeze Kids ultimately proved they still had life yet, with the Phillies winning the NL East, and then defeating the Dodgers in the LCS, with Schmidt hitting almost 500 in the series.
Mike, you had a great LCS, something like, I think you hit around 500, probably your best. Would you say your best LCS?
Well, would I say? All you got to do is look at the statistics, and I'd have to say yes.
Anytime you think you have the game conquered, the game will turn around and punch you right in the nose.
Eyeglasses comes onto the bump. Braves lead by 4. Raisel Iglesias set to face Wells. The number 8 hitter is the first pitch on the way to Wells. Is in the dirt for a ball. It's 1-0. Austin Wells, Peraza, and then Trent Grisham, the 1-0. 95 at the knees. 1-1 count. Swing, fouls it away. 1-2. Looks like they got a pinch hitter standing on deck for the Yankees. The 1-2. Inside 95, 2-2. 2-2 count. Swing. Pops it up. High down the left field line. Both giving chase. Profar and Nacho goes over the tarps. Makes the catch. Wow. What a play by Nacho for out number 1. I'm not sure what happened to the screen there, but trust me, he caught it. That was diving over, slamming into the tarp and going into the screen. Almost Derek Jeter like way back when, before there were screens, where he went into the crowd, if you remember that one against, I think that was against the Red Sox. Yankee fan might be able to correct me on that, but I'm pretty sure that took place the same week where Nomar Garciaparra was kind of not going out and playing every day and kind of dragging his feet, and then Derek Jeter did what he did, and that sealed the deal and sent Nomar Garcia packing. Good play by Nacho. Are they looking at that to see if he made the catch? Because he absolutely made the catch. Not sure what the holdup is here. 1 down. The doing some kind of review, but he absolutely caught that ball. It's confirmed as an out. I don't know what the confusion was, but nonetheless, they did confirm it as an out. Yankees might have just been challenging because they were like, what the hell, why not? So 1 out for eyeglasses. And we're here in the top of the 9th. Still don't know what's taking so damn long here. Here we go. Iglesias goes back to work. First pitch on the way is a slider right across the chest for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Changeup. 0-2. No 2 count. You'd love to see Iglesias get hot too down the stretch, because heading towards the trade deadline, if they're going to trade him, you want him looking his best. The 0-2, chopper, foul, towards the first base dugout. We'll do it again. Iglesias comes in with the 4.38 ERA, and though that sounds high, remember, it wasn't that long ago, that ERA was well north of 6. The 0-2. Fastball caught looking. Strike 3. He got caught watching the paint dry. Backwards K on the way. 2 down. Wow. He frozen. So the Yankees are now down to their last out. That's the good news. The bad news is they have reached the top of the order. First pitch on the way to Trent Grisham, who's 1 for 2 with a single and 2 walks. He takes a strike, P at the knees. It's 0-1. The 0-1, swing, saws it off foul. And the Yankees of New York are down to their last strike. Braves country standing in ovation. The 0-2 pops it up high in the sky. Michael Harris calls off Allen. He'll make the catch. And isn't it great to start the second half of the season with Braves win, Braves win, your Atlanta Braves win. Whiskey for my men, beer for my horses, your Atlanta Braves win going away 7-3. A bumpy ride in the 7th inning, but a great job of Dylan Lee getting a strikeout on Aaron Judge to kill the rally. Player of the game, I don't know if we've done this much, so we're going to give it to Ozzie Albies. Not only did he have the 3-run home run, but he has 4 RBIs, a run scored. He went just 1 for 3, but he got the fly ball out, sac fly that scored Acuna, and then, of course, the big home run to blow the lead open to a 6-run advantage at that point, and the Braves hold on for a 7-3 victory. Don't sleep on the fact that Spencer Strider went 6, struck out 8 punchies, 3 walks, and 3 hits. That ain't nothing. And we start the second half of the season with a bang. 7-3 your score. We got pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Same bat time, same bat channel tomorrow night, 7:15 first pitch. We'll see if we can make it 2 in a row. We're jumping over to the Brewers-Dodgers over on the other link. Anybody wants to stay up and join in on the party, we'll see you there. Y'all have a great one, Braves country.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
It is the American game. That's just what it is. And actually, I can feel like I'm 15 when I'm talking baseball. I'm watching baseball. This is it. It does this. It can do this to any. It brings you back.